Booting the game up.
I don't know if I said it. I tried playing fishing planet mode, so there's a difference between appreciating nature to make the time go by and appreciating virtual nature
Mm-hmm.
to make the time go by. Virtual nature is boring because it's not real. So just sitting there waiting for the fish to bite in the game is so fucking boring. Without your friend there.
Yeah, I could see that. I think there are a lot of games that would suck unless you're playing with people that...
Awful. Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, that game, the Fishing Planet game, reminded me almost exactly of like one of those mobile games you get on your phone that's pay to win but free to play. It's structured exactly like one of those games, I think.
That's not a terrible comparison.
Hello, Captain Rex. Hello, Big Dog. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know when you send the invite. I won't see it. I'm tabbed out for the moment.
All right. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, a lot of people were asking today if we were going to do Among Us, but I'm just not feeling like Among Us tonight.
Well, I'm glad you feel the same way, because I feel fucking awful.
I don't know if I feel awful, but I don't know. It just doesn't sound appealing to me tonight for some reason.
Let's see here.
Hey, Brandon. Welcome. The Hawk's Nest is still live. He's been streaming for like 7 hours. Holy crap.
Well, I get it. The Seahawks winning is so rare. You gotta appreciate when it happens. All right, I sent the invite.
All right.
Let's see here.
Big Dog, I'm pretty sure the Dolphins is the last thing on Snacks's mind right now. I'm sure he's aware they won, but...
Okay, stack crates in the designated areas. There's 2 crate stacking areas. White cardboard boxes count as crates. And there's barrels, so just crates and barrels. 34 flash drives. Wow.
Alright, where's this incinerator?
We have to replace 7 broken Spartan Phoenix guns and restock their ammunition.
I saw one of them just now.
And remove all domestibots and droids. The sniffer does not detect them, but failure to remove them from the level reduces the player's score. Other than that, just your regular old clean.
Okay, where is the incinerator? This map is huge.
Yeah.
This is awesome, bro.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest map that we've done so far. Yeah.
Gonna need a 60-minute man in order to be able to finish this map. God damn. Cody, your comments on my channel are making me lose brain cells, so I'm intentionally trying to not look at them. Sorry. That's the way it goes sometimes.
What's
I have a 49er fan troll in my comments.
Are you sure he's a troll and he's not just started?
Yeah, he's at least coherent. My god, this map is so huge, I'm having a hard time finding stuff, man. Yes, Brandon, you have to fix the bullet holes on the ground with the plasma gun. Aha, incinerator.
I'm looking at the map right now, trying to find where our starting point is.
I'm gonna start from the incinerator for the time being.
Yeah, that's fun.
Do the dismembered robot parts go in the fire?
Yes.
Alright.
The robots. Okay. Oh, according to the wiki, do not do the gun stuff until the whole rest of the level's done. As walking through the blue fields activates the guns and they will shoot us, apparently.
Oh. Okay, yeah. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, look, it's at 209.
My God, this place. Hello, Master Chief. Cody, why are you bragging about that hypothetical? That screws up your draft pick. Why are you acting like that's an accomplishment to win a game that means nothing to you at the end of the season to go 6-10? Christ, you're not even dumb. You're not even smart enough to realize when you're supposed to root against your team winning.
He might be a boomer and never roots against his own.
Maybe. Maybe. I would hope boomers have better things to do than troll some small-time YouTubers chat.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, Master Chief. He's commented on my stuff before. I've seen some of his streams. I like his work. Yeah, I like Hawk's Nest. He's cool. Seems like a good guy. One thing I like about this level is the alien blood is purple. It's easy to see. Yeah, Kyle, that pissed me off, man. KJ deserves better than that bullcrap. KJ deserves better than this level of disrespect.
I don't know if you already have. You probably did.
Yeah.
Even the bodies where they're at for now, because there's almost 40 flash drives throughout this map.
Yeah.
So it'd be a lot easier to remember where the flash drives are if you grab them and the body at the same time.
Oh, I see. Well, I've been picking up flash drives as I picked up bodies, so...
Okay. Well...
already kind of doing that.
Yeah. Put the stereo in the fire because it makes it loud.
That's a good point, Daniel. Although... it's kind of annoying we have to look at things like that. Yeah, Daniel, apparently DJ Dallas just had a sprained ankle. Not that bad. Which blows my mind, but it seems to be a fact. Now, I don't know if I want him to come back this season. Because we don't need him right now, but... Yeah, Brandon, I'm okay with that number. I don't have a problem with that number right now. But ultimately, I understand things like betting odds don't really mean all that much to what actually happens out there on the field. But that sounds about right to me, admittedly.
Oh, hey, yo. This thing's right here. Slow C3PO. He's going through it.
Yeah, I've thrown a couple in there already.
Oh, please, God, tell me these toilets.
Tell me what?
Thank you. There's toilets.
Mm-hmm.
Remember infinite water?
Oh, awesome.
I'm pretty happy about it.
Niners or poop?
Be sure to lift the toilet seat up, though.
What if I want to pee sitting down?
In order to appease my I've begun here and not sitting down. I remember that Reddit post. Memes write themselves, man. Every time.
And then you go play on the Switch that your wife's boyfriend got you. Kyle, who cares who the fourth running back is? It would be like, I don't know, Alex Collins?
Did you give me directions to where the computer is from,
It's right by the
incinerator room?
incinerator. It's literally like incinerator, and then you take a right, and the computer will be right there. It's in the very next
Okay.
room.
Alright.
And some of this stuff takes a long time to burn, like these metal...
Oh no! Toilets are infinite water.
That's good, right?
No, no it's not. Because by infinite water, I mean you can just use your mop in here forever without needing to grab a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
But it works just like a mop. And that sucks. I'm pretty upset now. I was happy there for a minute.
Daniel, I would personally like Dunbar to start over DJ Reed. DJ Reed just has physical limitations that I think hold him back from being... You know, he's playing well right now, and I don't hate the fact that he's out there, but I'm not exactly crazy about the prospect of him being a starting outside corner.
God damn it.
No, Kyle. I think we need the depth.
What on earth is this? Dude, there's a red pill and a blue pill in the toilet. That's insane. Well, that was your question. If you wanted to pee sitting down, you'd have to take the blue pill.
I like it.
Still really upset the bathroom's not infinite water.
Okay, so it's like a bucket.
Yes. The only positive is that you can't get rid of it, so it doesn't count as being trash. So annoying.
Hey T-Man, what's up? Yeah, Y2K, at some point I will stream another Disgaea game, but I don't know when. I don't want to play another billion-hour-long RPG right after Dragon Quest, because my viewers are going to want to kill me.
But you were going to say that you would have wanted to kill yourself.
No. No. But, you know, you have to give the people what they want sometimes. You know, bread and roses, you have to keep them entertained a little bit.
Bread and circuses.
Oh, right, bread and circuses. What's bread and roses, then? That's something else.
War of the Roses? I don't fucking know.
Nicholas, what's up? Okay, come on, buddy. Here we go. What do the viewers want? Brandon, yeah, I've been talking about Dead by Daylight for a long time with Snacks, because he's played Dead by Daylight a lot in his life, and I did say I was interested in trying it out, so I might play it with him. Daniel, I think 1 is better than 4, but that's purely because I grew up with 1. It's not really a fair comparison. I can't say, you know, it's actually better. I just grew up with 1. It's not even a contest for me. Kyle, I think the answer to that is going to be I want Dunbar, and then I want someone else whose name I currently don't know. Because I don't want it to be Shaq, but I also don't really want it to be anyone else on this team right now.
This is a powerful mess. So I've got 3 buckets.
No. Oh, you're chucking that? Okay.
Yeah, get your own. Why'd you close the door?
Oh, because something wasn't fitting in there. Yeah, I'm not a big believer in Shaq overall at this point. Oh, what the hell? I just all of a sudden got physics systemed right into the damn wall. It made me spill my water. Maybe Trey Flowers, but he has to do something to impress me at the end of the season here, because I know he was playing okay after week 7 or whatever, but he's got to do something a little more overpowering. Oh, Nicholas, believe me, that video is coming. I will definitely take a look at corner prospects this offseason. Kyle, get Bob out of here. Jesus Christ. So many trolls lately. You know, these freaking people, their mother tries to abort them, and then somehow something crawls out, and it turns into a human being, and 12 years later, that human being is trolling my freaking YouTube chat. It's unbelievable.
Well, you know, the government subsidizes that kind of thing, you know. You get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm. Nicholas, I'm not ruling it out, but I just don't think it's very likely, because if he had a gear in him that made it, hey, I can play at this really high level, I feel like we would have seen it by now. This is a freaking contract here. I found the plasma gun.
Do you mean the welder or something
Yeah.
different?
Yeah, welder.
Okay. According to the wiki, there's actually 3 welders on this map. I don't know why.
Not gonna question it. Brandon, I think Kyle was talking about Trey Flowers, not Shaq. Yeah, Andrew. Giant season is all but over.
Man, it's been over. What changed today?
They lost. I mean, they actually were leading the division for a couple of weeks. I don't mind them going for it, Andrew, but they shouldn't have done that stupid fake field goal where the punter throws it to the center. Like, at least put your QB and receivers out there to try to make a play. Don't tell your frickin' center to catch a touchdown. Daniel, I've kind of done that before, but it's almost always text-based stuff because that's so much easier to do. I've never been good with UI stuff. Even in college, I ended up not doing too much of it.
Okay. I have a suspicion. Oh, that sucks. You see all these footprints that the big robots made when they went crazy?
Yeah.
We gotta weld these.
Oh, okay. The union's got my back.
Not no more, they don't. Union don't have my back, I know that much. I wish I could get a refund of my union dues, man. Most disappointing shit that's ever happened to me. Now, 5 years waiting to join this goddamn union.
Yeah. I can understand that. What? No. Nicholas in chat says, your daily reminder that public sector unions are scams against taxpayers.
Yeah. Private sector unions are corporations that sell labor. But, if no one's buying the labor, then a union don't matter for shit.
Mm-hmm.
What a union's supposed to do, it's supposed to protect you from the people that you work for. But if you work for the government, who you're really working for is the American taxpayer. Why do you need protection from the taxpayer? These ones are too big to fuck with, apparently.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's a little less work we have to do. Yep, we got trolls in the house tonight.
This is actually a Terminator, isn't it? Yep. They just straight up put a Terminator in this game. I'm not gonna burn you up, but seriously, check this out. What does this look like to you?
I don't see anything.
Okay, then you pick it up.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's literally a turn. Wow. Yeah, there's no... Kyle, I'm going to make a video in the off-season about that topic because it's really hard to answer. Because his career arc has been so weird because he sucked his first 3 years. And he has 1 year where he's been a really solid center, but he's also gotten hurt. And it's not like he's been the best center in the league, so it's really hard to answer that question. Nicholas in chat says, re-signing a player on the Seahawks. It's a scam. The politicians give the unions whatever they want in exchange for union support of the politician. The taxpayer foots the bill.
Yeah, see, there's this thing in politics, no matter the system of government you have, where the people who are in charge stay in power and get in power through the help of key supporters. Because nobody does it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who are those key supporters? They're people who run the law enforcement, they're people who run the economy, and they're people who run the military. And, you know, other groups and such. But all government's really doing, and this is the whole uniparty thing, neoconservatives and Democrats, all that shit, all they're really doing is just looting the treasury, which is the taxpayer, and they're splitting that money up, paying off whoever they need to in order to stay in power. Well, who's part of the people who's helping them to stay in power? Well, you've got the teachers who brainwash kids in order to make them think and agree with nonsensical policies by boiling it down to Team Red versus Team Blue. Democrats don't give a shit about you. The Republicans don't give a shit about you. And if you think about any particular individual politician that you may like, well, odds are good they've compromised on at least one thing that they allegedly shouldn't be. And it's because they've got powerful groups that they need to appease. You know, groups like the CEO of a big-ass company like Boeing. You know, not only do thousands upon thousands of American workers work for them, but they're also a huge part of the economy in terms of how much money they make. They also are a significant part of the military-industrial complex, making planes not just for the U.S. military, but also making planes that are sold to U.S. allies. So you need to make sure that they're happy, because if they're not happy, well, what do? They start outsourcing work to other countries. So then not only have you taken money and jobs directly out of the American economy, but in certain countries like China, where the government has a great deal of influence in how the economy is run, now all your little trade secrets for military equipment is now in the hands of another country.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to make sure that you're subsidizing the hell out of that company with a large amount of taxpayer money. That's no different than an African warlord dictator who steals gold, or the analogy is probably better, enslaving the local population to work themselves to death in the gold mines, and then using a large portion of that gold to pay off his lieutenants.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much exactly the same thing. You're exploiting the average citizen in exchange for paying off the powerful people who keep you in charge of the government. And if somebody like a Donald Trump comes along and says, well, I'm not going to do what this establishment wants, I'm going to do what I can to bring jobs back to America and stop the importation of exploitable foreign labor, Well, that's when you have a large amount of people, supposedly on both sides of the political aisle, but again, they're the uniparty. They work together here. They're just thinking about the gravy train and how he's threatening the whole fucked up show. So they conspire to lay down, let this election fraud take place, thinking that as soon as he's gone, the average citizen isn't going to care enough. They can just go back to business as usual, which is looting the American taxpayer. No different than if an African warlord had decided, instead of using his money to pay off his lieutenants, he was going to use that money to try to raise crops to help the famine, the starving peasants, and then his lieutenants all take him out back and shoot him.
Pretty much, yeah. Brandon, he deleted all his videos because my viewers started to raid his videos and post mean comments, which I did not tell them to do. I'm also not going to tell them to stop because I don't care. But he couldn't take all the heat he was getting, which was mostly just goofy comments from people who happen to watch my videos. So yeah, that's why he took down all his videos. He couldn't handle the heat. And now he's really scared that I'm going to find his new channel, or, you know, go to his new channel and sick my followers on him now, even though I really don't care enough to do that.
Yeah, and that to me is the funny thing about Ori, is that all he has to do to make this stop is to just stop. Because he's the one who's keeping all of this shit going. He's the one who started it. He's the one who keeps it going. He's the one whose obnoxiousness is causing people who watch Joker's videos to take it upon themselves to try to counter troll him back. Right. So, like, look, all this dude's got to do is just, like, stop.
Yeah, remember that tweet years ago from Tyler, the Creator?
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Right.
Cyberbullying isn't real. Just turn your computer off.
He's just got to find something else to do this time. And if he's able to do that, then, you know, everybody's going to be better off.
Remember when Milo Yiannopoulos got banned from Twitter because he supposedly sicked his followers on the SNL chick? Leslie,
oh yeah, the
Leslie
Rhino.
Jones.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing. Hey Robert, welcome to the stream. I agree, man. I agree. Well, Drop Top, I've been making videos on YouTube for 13 years on and off now, so I'm pretty sure I can handle the heat. I deal with a lot of mean people and a lot of stupid people, and at this point, it doesn't really affect me anymore. Brandon, Ori's like 14 or something like that. And, you know, I'm not really looking to go out of my way to bully a 14-year-old kid. So, that being said, if other people want to do it, I am part libertarian. I'm not going to tell them what they can and can't do.
Yeah, I view the whole thing as retarded, you know, on both ends. What Ori's doing is retarded. What people are doing going to troll Ori is retarded. There's much better things that you could be doing right now. I know I would be doing something better than that.
Yeah. At least troll somebody who's, like, famous. At least find a genuine good lolcow.
I was 14 again. I don't know. Probably start working out. I didn't start working out really till I was 15.
Yeah, I'm gonna work out pretty hard this week because I have vacation and I have nothing else to do, really.
That, you know, just like a lot of people, when I first started out, I was totally retarded. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. But now I've got like 15 years of experience. I know what works and what doesn't. Works is what other people do, and what doesn't work is what I do.
No, Nicholas, you're totally fine, dude. And I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but a lot of my streams with snacks turn into discussions about these kinds of things. You're fine, Nicholas. And if you want to go off on the Armenian genocide, you can do that too. This is a safe place.
Yeah. I go on these rants because I'm not happy. And when I'm happy, I don't focus on things that make me angry. When I'm not happy, I do focus on things that make me angry because it's all I have. I think my life's about as empty as really be at this point.
Can only go up from here, then.
Hopefully.
God damn it.
Wow. It's a pretty good meme right here. Check this out. There's a coffee mug inside this office. It says, "I heart my interplanetary conglomerate."
Yeah, I saw that in the office.
Oh God, I'm consuming. I'm gonna consume.
Consume.
Like bullying people who consume Star Wars merchandise, because I'm old enough to remember when I liked Star Wars and I was bullied for it, and now those same people are like, "Oh yeah, Star Wars is cool now because consume." Fucking Disney, man. I just tell those people to eat a dick.
Well, they kind of turned Star Wars into Marvel. Like, if you watch the newer movies, so much of that stuff.
Yeah.
So much of the humor.
It has the exact same formula, which is number one why it's so popular, because it caters to the lowest common denominator, and number two, it's why it's so objectively terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have. I mean, I enjoy a decent number of the Marvel films, but like some of the humor in the new Star Wars movies does not feel like it belongs in Star Wars at all, and it's one of the things that does occasionally get on my nerves.
It absolutely doesn't. It's cape shit, and I hate it. Like, you remember how much I hated Thor Ragnarok, right?
Yeah.
God. And every single new Star Wars movie is just that, but with laser swords.
You know, it's funny, I've read before that fans of the Thor comic books don't like the movies, especially Ragnarok, because Thor in the comic books is actually very serious and...
Yep, exactly. And turning into fucking retarded cape shit, awful, cringy, millennial humor is... God.
No, movies are going to turn into, like, Zoomer humor. That's going to be great. It's going to be glorious.
I don't know. I used to have hope for Gen Z, and then I met your face.
Don't count them out, man. I like Gen Z.
Fair enough. I wasn't, to too funny when I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot of misery to make me funny.
Well, one thing I've read that's interesting is apparently Jerry Seinfeld is not spontaneously funny at all.
That makes sense. All of his stand-up is prepared material, and, Seinfeld, the show, Larry David was the one doing the writing.
Mm-hmm.
You just read the lines. That makes a lot of sense.
Nicholas says, here's another rant. Free college for everyone. If we ever do that, we are subsidizing the richest people in the nation, college graduates. If you can even afford the opportunity cost to go to college, you are way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We already subsidize people that go to college because student loans are federally backed. And that's why college is so expensive, is because the government says, we will pay these student loans. What I mean by that is, when you apply to get a student loan, you're guaranteed to get it. Because the financial institution that gives you that loan is paid by the government, the value of that loan. They already get that money. If you don't pay it back, the only person who gets hurt by that is you. Your credit goes down. The institution still gets their money, because they just go to the government and say, hey, this guy's not paying us back. And the government says, oh, sorry about that. Here's the entire dollar value of that loan that you gave out. So when something is subsidized, the price increases.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're guaranteed to get paid, no matter what, from the bottomless well of the American taxpayer, then they'll just constantly increase the price. Because what possible incentive would they have to not do that?
Drop top, I did not get a scholarship to go to college. I got some grants and some loans, but I did college in such a way that I was able to do 5 years, and it was still actually very cheap. I had all my students' loans paid off in inside of 2 years. It was easy peasy.
Oh yeah.
And I got a respectable real degree, not some art school degree. So
yeah, I was gonna ask what you got your degree in, because my life is circling the drain. So I'm like, I gotta do something here.
Yeah, computer science.
Okay.
But I mean, the thing is, in the interest of being totally transparent, I did running start. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, I know what that is. Yeah.
So it's a little tougher.
If I went back to school now, I've gotten my general ed finished,
Mm-hmm.
but the only degree I could get in a reasonable amount of time is political science, because when I went to college, I was retarded.
Mm-hmm. Brandon, I played the first Mirror's Edge. I don't know if there's a sequel or not. I thought it was good.
There is a Mirror's Edge too. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't love it or anything. I wasn't crazy about it. I played it once, and that was enough for me. But it was a good game. It was whatever. Free college will create an incentive for colleges to jack up the prices more and charge the poor folks who couldn't afford to not earn money for 4 years.
Well, no, what it actually does is the people who are getting subsidized to pay for college are people that did not go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your tradespeople, your working professionals who didn't go to college. They went into a career field that actually pays money. Because the majority of degrees that people get are absolute bullshit. This is why you constantly have people bitching and complaining, oh, I got my bachelor's degree, and it doesn't matter because all I can do is get a job at Starbucks. Because their fucking bachelor's degrees in fucking feminist dance therapy or something absolutely retarded. The people who, like Joker, got degrees in some sort of a STEM field actually have, career prospects. If you get a degree in some form of engineering, some sort of scientific field, something that's very technical, there's a lot of demand for that. People will be breaking down your door to offer you a job. It's like that scene in The Simpsons where Smithers is walking down the street, because not only does he have a master's degree in nuclear engineering, but he's also the man who basically runs the nuclear plant. So he's just walking down the street, and he's got all these limousines. People keep fucking driving up to, hey, aren't you Waylon Smithers? Will you come work for us? He says, what the hell is wrong with this country? Can't a man walk down the street without being offered a job?
Well, no cap, as an SDET, every time I post my resume on, like, Monster or, you know, basically make it known that, hey, I am currently looking for another job, I will wake up the next morning with 20 voicemails. It's crazy.
Yeah.
My phone blows up because the demand is much higher for my particular profession than supply.
Yes, it's very similar for electrician journeyman. Now, that doesn't help me out at all as an apprentice, because what I've experienced a lot is I'll apply for a position. This was before I was union. I would apply for an electrician position. I would get a call back almost immediately. I have so many fucking voicemails in my phone that are all just people, hey, you know, I saw that you applied, blah, 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 for this, you know, I want to bring you in for an interview. They're thinking I'm a journeyman.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they hear I'm an apprentice, they say, oh, sorry, click. But if I was a journeyman, I would not be hurting for work at all under any circumstance because, like you said, the demand for journeyman electricians far exceeds the supply of journeyman electricians.
Hey, Ryguy. Yellow Badge Squad. Welcome, Ryguy. You made the Yellow Badge Squad. Nicholas says...
My problem is, I think it's probably going to take a hell of a lot longer than it really should for me to finally become a journeyman because of how fucked up things are. Starting to think I might never do it, and I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm. Nicholas says, just like any program, the most educated, well-connected, and richest citizens will receive the most benefit.
Basically. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people who are leftists, they're correct when they start complaining about things. What they're not correct about is when they start blaming, when they point fingers and they say it's the fault of these people.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't realized that, like Hillary Clinton said in 2015, she was giving a speech to Goldman Sachs, and she said the Democrat Party is now the party of big business. You know, the Republican Party is no longer the party of big business. You know, if you're a bank, you know, the bailouts, that's us. You know, she was taking credit for that as a member of the Obama administration. She said, bailouts, that's us. If you want to continue to get your handouts from the taxpayer, you need to continue supporting the Democrat Party. And then you sit there and you see gigantic conglomerate megacorporations like Google, like Amazon, like, you know, all these others. What are they doing? They're supporting the Democrats because of exactly that. Because the Democrat Party is in favor of outsourcing labor to other countries and importing cheap, exploitable foreign labor. But the Republican Party is also in favor of that. They may say, no, we don't like that, but they love it, they take advantage of it. Because all that matters is that those things are good for big business. Mm-hmm. And big business looks and sees which politician is going to give us our handouts, which politician is going to continue to help us, big business. And this is what I was saying, you know, that people on the left, they're not pointing fingers at the right people, is that they haven't realized... Mm-hmm. You know, thanks to Donald Trump hijacking the Republican Party over the last 4 years, the Democrats largely have been the ones supporting big business. And they especially, I saw this a lot during the Black Lives Matter riots this summer. People kept saying, well, you know, one of the things they were complaining about is that there wasn't enough black people in news media. They said all the news media companies, they're owned by the same group of people. I was like, yeah, keep going. And then they say white people. And I'm all like, just stop looking at the color of their skin. There's a specific ethnicity here.
Right.
You're so close to understanding the problem here. Two 2% of the population making up 40% of the billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And like 90% of the news.
I remember like Gavin McInnes a few years ago, because Gavin McInnes, his policy positions have always been pro-Israel. He even had that in his Twitter bio for a while. He listed the things he was for and listed the things he was against. He's like for First Amendment, Second Amendment, Israel, guns, etc., and then against Muslim, anti-Muslim, anti-this, anti-that. And he made a video a couple years ago, and it was titled "I'm starting to become anti-Semitic," because when I went to Israel in the summer to visit Israel, he was just taken by how like any sort of discussion is just not tolerated.
Yeah. That is correct. The best way to become anti-Semitic is to go to Israel. And you can go to Israel. It doesn't even matter. You don't have to be a non-Jew. You could go as a Jew. It's a lot like back in apartheid South Africa. There was a difference between being a white South African and being a black South African. Well, in Israel, there's a difference between being an Ashkenazi Jew, which is your light-skinned Eastern European Jew, and there's a difference between being a Sephardic Jew, which is your brown-skinned Middle Eastern descendant Jew. Those are the Jews from the Bible. Those are the Jews, the Kingdom of David. That shit. That is the Jew throughout history. Ashkenazi Jews, Eastern European Jews, they have a very, very different history. But in Israel, Ashkenazi Jews run the place. Sephardic Jews are treated like second-class citizens. To say nothing of how they treat the Palestinians. And if you move to Israel and try to become a citizen of that country, as a Christian, God help you. I understand now why there's so many welders on this map. The robot footprints take so long to finish, because if you just hold the laser down until they go away, you will burn the floor.
Yeah.
So you have to do a full cycle of waiting just long enough for the laser not to burn the place, then wait for it to cool down, and then go a second time, and that's how you seal the fucking thing. So they did that thinking of multiplayers in this map, being like, okay, this is the only way that you could possibly hit the par time for that speed run. But God.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix bullet holes in this room, and I'm definitely encountering the occasional mess that you make. I remember when Andrew Breitbart was still alive. He was hanging out with Gavin McInnes somewhere, and they were talking about, these kids in Antifa and, these radicals, right? And he actually said, I actually really like those kids because they're mad about the same things that we're mad about. They just have the wrong solution for it. They're as angry at government as we are. They just think the solution is if we get the people that we like in control of government, it'll suddenly be all fixed.
Yeah. Like I said, they're pointing the fingers at the wrong culprit. That guy I follow on Reddit, the way he put it is that they're the kind of person who thinks that the reason that all the problems in the world haven't been solved yet is because there just isn't a sufficient will for it. They think that, if people weren't such dicks, we could all band together and fix these problems. And like you said, that generally goes about by thinking, if we just get the right people in charge, they're going to inspire us and lead the way, and we'll fix all these problems. But the problems that they're talking about are the things that'll never go away, like hunger and disease and famine and war and fucking, some things are problems and there'll always be problems because some folks just have a fucking screw loose, you'll never get rid of murder because some people are just fucking insane. Say nothing of crimes of passion. All these things just happen.
Drop top, to my knowledge, I don't know any illegal immigrants. I know this one woman who's a little younger than me, whose dad is constantly back and forth over the border because he keeps getting caught and deported and gets back in and then gets kicked back out. But I don't know her that well. Haven't seen her in years, actually, but yeah.
That's horrifying, man. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. This place is a fragging disaster.
Say that again. I'm mostly just taking care of all the shit that needs to get welded, because there's a lot of it, so...
Yeah, there is. This is one hell of a map.
Yeah, I want to try something. If you die here, I'm sorry.
I'm not dying.
Alright, cool. So I can just shoot you forever. Oh, you're tracking footprints.
God dang it. I'll get them on my way back.
I get it.
Well, you know what they say, Nicholas? The red pill is a suppository.
Most of them are, yeah. It just sucks, you know, like, the last 4 years I feel is probably our best and possibly last opportunity to actually do something about the genuine problems that we have in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't get a big win sometime before the 20th, then, you know, it's not like I'm sitting here thinking that Joe Biden is going to fuck the country up. The country's been fucked up before anybody listening to me talking right now has been alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This shit happened a long time ago. I'm talking about opportunities to fix that, to right the ship, and to get going in a new direction. But if we're just going right back to the way that things used to be, then the way that things used to be is the ship fucking sinking as fast as possible. So I'm not sitting there thinking that Joe Biden's going to do anything new to screw the country up. He's just going to stop the country from getting fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Between that and everything else that's been going on in my life, it's kind of like, yeah, you know, right back to that attitude I had back in 2015, you know.
Mm. You just got to take care of yourself. Find a way to take care of yourself. That's all anyone can do sometimes. Not that it's easy.
Yeah, and that's the fucked up thing, is that I've been doing a terrible, terrible, terrible job of that, so I'm probably screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. God damn it. How the hell did that even happen?
Nick LeBeau, I go into detail on that stuff in the Discord server. I don't want to give a short answer to a question like that because it's kind of complicated. So I encourage people who want to know my thoughts on that kind of thing to just go to the Discord server.
What was the question?
No, somebody was asking me about the election.
Oh.
And what might happen next, basically.
Well, what's going to happen next is one of two things. Either Trump wins or he doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah, that's literally true.
Yeah.
But I don't want the answer I give to be that one-dimensional.
That's simplistic? Okay, well... I could answer it real simplistic, but getting it all concise and shit is exactly what I already said. Either Trump wins, in which case, hopefully, the work would continue to right the ship and get the country trending in a positive direction, or he doesn't win, and then everything's fucked.
I don't even agree with that. I think it's already kind of fucked no matter what, personally, but...
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Because, see, that's the thing, you know, is like... All Trump was really focusing on was the economic aspects of trying to bring jobs back and... what was it? It was stop outsourcing jobs to foreign countries and stop the importation of cheap, exploitable foreign labor. And, you know, that's admirable if that was his focus, but as we've seen lately, the extent of the corruption within the government system itself kind of makes that an incredibly moot point. Especially since, you know, if he loses here, his immediate successor, working to undo all the progress he's made, if for no other way than just not continuing. And all that stuff just goes away immediately. In which case, what the fuck was the point? Oh yeah, you know, those last 4 years were pretty nice. If somebody wanted to get a job, now no one's ever gonna have a job again. Yeah. Sure glad I got that instead of people going to prison.
Mm-hmm. Well, when are diehard supporters of a presidential candidate ever really happy with what they end up getting?
And that's the thing, is that Trump was supposed to be different because he really was different. But the problem is you listen to the Jews that were close to him.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Jared Kushner rots in hell.
Hey man, peace in the Middle East. Couldn't have done it without him.
I'd prefer to have peace in the United States. The Middle East, and especially Israel, can get fucked. They're supposed to be our allies. Why they keep sinking our ships, etc.
I-tone.
Suit up, Marty. We got work to do.
That one's phenomenal. What's your, what would you say is your favorite Foxford comic?
Oh, that's... I've only got one bookmarked, and that's the one where he starts working out just to punch that girl that rejected him. That was... Whew. Tremendously pissed. My second favorite is the E.T. one. Where Billy thought that he was going to get to fly too, but no, just Foxford.
Yeah, that's interesting because that one is just surface level. It's not in any way being like edgy or political or having some ulterior message. Brandon, right now I own too much property in Washington to leave. I could see myself leaving it one day, though. And actually, that reminds me, we were just talking about, the future of America and all that. I have a friend who lives in the Philippines. She was born and raised in the Philippines. She's a handful of years younger than me, but she's just started her working career now. She graduated from college last year. And we talk about politics in the Philippines sometimes, and she said, like, my entire life, every single presidential election the Philippines have ever had has been obviously rigged and nobody could do anything about it. Like there was just nothing anybody could do about it. They were rigged, everybody knew it, but nobody could do anything about it until the Duterte won, because he was so popular they could not rig it against him. They were not able to stop him no matter what they did. And I found that to be really interesting. Like, I wonder...
Right. It's very similar to the Trump situation. He won because the standard rigging practices that had been in place for decades that both parties used, they hadn't accounted for him with how much support he actually had. That's why this time the rigging is so obvious and so extensive that they created millions upon millions of fake votes around the country. Because they're like, okay, let's not leave this shit to chance, because they've had years to think about how do we fix this from happening again. No, it's not about Team Red versus Team Blue, and the Philippines is an excellent example of that. They've got their different political parties too. It's not about left, right, nothing. It's about you have the political class who wants to rule over everybody else, and they're given permission through the social contract, the consent of the governed, that whole thing that the founders were talking about in the Declaration of Independence. And the purpose of their job, the purpose of all government, is to perpetuate itself. The way that you expand the size of the government and the way that you remain in power in government is to continue enriching the people who put you in power. And in a democracy, it's not very different from an autocratic system of government.
Drop Top, I watched the first season of The Mandalorian. I haven't watched season 2 yet. I will. Believe me, I will. I just need to put aside a little bit of time for it. My dad likes it well enough, and I like it well enough. It's good. It's at least very simplistic, which I do have some appreciation for. There's not a ton to it other than just watching it, so I will watch it. I don't love it the way some people love it, but it seems good enough to me based off the first season.
1, 2, okay, 2 in a row. That's over the mop here.
Yeah, Nicholas, it's enough to make you miss President Calvin Coolidge. There was a guy who just didn't do anything.
Why is one of the greatest presidents of all time. One of the very few who actually saw it as his civic duty to not fuck everything up. What a legend.
Yeah, all major metropolitan areas are pretty screwed, Nick LeBeau, I think.
Yeah. Don't live inside a city. All I ever think of when I think of people inside a city is that one guy, I think it was Zithers or something, that dude who moved out of an affordable, nice living condition in one of the Carolinas or something to New York City to work as a pharmacist. Not even a pharmacist. He claimed he was a pharmacist, but he's just working in a fucking cash register at a pharmacy for minimum wage in New York City. Shares that apartment with 4 other guys.
Yeah,
there's one bathroom.
It sounds basically like Auschwitz.
Right. I was sitting there like, dude, there is nothing in New York City that is worth living like that to experience. You know, like the women are awful. New York City is the home of the ball-busting bitch. The culture is pretty fucking pathetic. Like, ugh. What the hell's that? I mean, he wasn't even like. Did he ever say why he wanted to live in New York?
I don't know.
'Cause I'm sitting here trying to think, like, this dude, if I remember correctly, went to college already. So he's all like, yeah, just being a cash register or cashier at the fucking CVS. That's what I moved to New York for.
Some people just have low ambitions in life. Some people just want to grind through life. Like, I don't think he ever wants to get married or have kids, so...
Right, but then he was always complaining about how shitty his life was. He was like, this is Republicans' fault. This guy who moved out of Carolina to move into New York City to work at a minimum wage job. Yes, obviously, in New York City, this is the fault of Republicans.
Is Calvin Coolidge the most libertarian president of all time?
He'd have to be.
I think so, yeah.
Because his only other competition would be members of the Founding Fathers, you know, the early presidents. But they certainly don't count because back then, you know, people still had the spirit of revolution. For instance, during George Washington's first term, you had the Whiskey Rebellion. Because there's a tax on whiskey makers, and they said, hey, we just fought a war against Great Britain because of taxes, and now this new government wants to start taxing us. Well, fuck that shit. And George Washington was all like, dude, this is awesome. I hated the job of being an administrator. I wanted to go back to being a general. So he is the first and to date only U.S. president to lead troops in a battle while in office. And, yeah. Obviously, that's not very libertarian.
Nicholas, is that a rhetorical question, or are you actually asking me?
You know what? I'm keeping a red pill. Hey. Have to upend the shitter.
It's a rhetorical question. Okay, I figured. I wasn't quite sure.
What?
No, Nicholas just said, why do you think Democrats love giving bureaucratic organizations lawmaking power outside their original ability? And I was like, is that a real question or a rhetorical question? And he said it's a rhetorical question.
Like I said, government's job is to perpetuate itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a Team Red versus Team Blue thing either, you know? Because Republicans are an excellent example. They do that shit when it comes to law enforcement. When George W. Bush took office, there was no Department of Homeland Security. There also wasn't a TSA. You know, and among many other examples. Okay. Don't throw the janitor trunk into the garbage.
Oh, okay.
I actually am going to bring something from this level. It's the container from the bathroom that's got a red pill and a blue pill in it.
Alright. I wonder if that is a Matrix reference somehow. Actually,
Well,
that would be a fun level in this game. The lobby after the scene in the Matrix.
Yeah, it would. God, there'd be so many fucking bullet holes. There'd It has to be a Matrix reference, because there's references to so many different movies in this level. Oh, man. Fucking RoboCop, Terminator.
You know, I rewatched that movie like 2 years ago, and it is very 90s, but it does hold up reasonably well, I think.
The Matrix?
Yeah. It works pretty well, I think.
All right, the bed. Something tells me when we feel like we're done, I'm gonna be hitting kill nearest mess a lot. This is just such a big level.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get it as close to perfect as we can without resorting to that. I feel more satisfied. I think we can do this. Hey, Introverted Tree. These unelected bureaucrats grab unconstitutional power to institute insane regulations that may not even be justified, and we are looked at as crazy for having skepticism.
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to it, you know. Because when I was growing up, George W. Bush was president. Then, when I was in my last year of high school, Barack Obama was elected president. I remember all the different people that I had agreed with talking about we shouldn't be fighting these wars, we shouldn't be violating civil rights, the government's invading our privacy, the government's violating our fucking constitutional freedoms. All those same people agreed with me when Bush was in office. Well, suddenly they had their guy in office and they didn't care anymore.
You do see
like,
that.
do you have any idea how many times I heard somebody else say the words Patriot Act anytime during Obama's 8 years in office? Fucking zero. It's not a problem if our guy's in office. I remember Penn Jillette from the Magic Duo Penn and Teller.
They had that show Bullshit, right?
Right. He was very anti-Obama when Obama was in office. And he said, I remember it well, he said, to these people who like Obama, I ask you this question. Even if you think he's the greatest president of all time and the greatest president that ever will be, why would you want him to abuse his authority to this extent? Because all he's doing is creating the precedent for whoever ends up being president afterward to do the same damn thing. And that's not going to be a guy that you're going to think is the greatest president ever. That's not going to be a guy that you think is somebody who can wield that authority and power, you know, with the same level of magnanimousness that Obama would. And the very next guy ended up being Trump. And all those fucking things that these brain-dead shitheads complain about the last 4 years, and how much of it was Obama's fault, and I told those fuckers back then, bad idea. No, I'm just not going to listen. Oh no, now my guy's not in office anymore, and the news tells me that now it's okay to be upset about this.
Yeah, it's like I remember the night Trump got elected, people were saying, oh my god, we just gave this racist lunatic access or control over the most unaccountable and advanced spying apparatus in history. Like, why is that? Why does he have that?
Yep.
He didn't just will it out of thin air.
Yeah, it really makes me wish that he was the monster that they think he is. Just so that these people could, like, actually have consequences for the first time in their lives. But, of course, I don't get anything I want. also a great example of why I don't talk politics with women.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when the extent of a lot of their political opinions starts and stops with abortion.
Yeah. I think even, like, Ann Coulter says that she thinks the 19th Amendment should be repealed.
You know, it's like, I bring it up all the time. I'm so excited every year that we have a presidential election. I get to listen to all these fuckwits talk about their political opinion that they are having for the first time. Like, they're so concerned over who's elected president, they can't even tell me who the mayor is. And I'm like, what do you think affects your life, your day-to-day life more? The president of the United States or your city council? It's probably going to be the people who are constantly coming up with new policies and rules, laws, etc. to affect your day-to-day life, especially if you're a small business owner.
A few years ago, we actually had a vote in Washington State on this bill for $30 card tabs, which is basically all card tabs in the state of Washington would be $30 or less. Because card tabs in this state are several $100s right now, right? So it got passed. And years later, we still don't have it, and they've recently ruled it, like, unconstitutional for some reason, so they've actually thrown it out now, years after we voted on it. Like, okay, why didn't you say this before we voted on it? Why did we vote on it and fight over it for 2 years before you decided, well, it's actually unconstitutional to do this?
Yep. Like, my city built a hospital, and the mayor ran on that. Oh, look at me, I'm such a fucking amazing guy. I built a hospital in this city. And all it really did is it's the only hospital within, like, 30 miles in any direction. And vagrancy isn't a crime, but the police, when they see homeless people, do try to still round them up and send them to places where they're supposed to send them, one of them being the hospital. So homelessness has skyrocketed in my city because pretty much the entire county's human refuse ends up right here.
Mm-hmm. Big Dog, I don't particularly want martial law. I don't see why that would be a scenario that people would generally root for.
I mean, what's the difference between martial law and what we have right now? Like, people already saw martial law this summer. Pretty much every fucking place in the country had a legitimate curfew issued.
True, but, you know, like there was recently this big controversy about, oh, President Trump is thinking about enacting martial law. And then he tweeted out, like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That's more lazy reporting. And it's like, I don't know. I don't see it as being useful.
Like I said, I wish he was the monster that they said he was. Because I'm all like, you know what? I wish you people would see what martial law actually looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fucking kidding?
Sometimes you do want Pinochet, but realistically I know that when the bodies start hitting the pavement from 6,000 feet up, it's not going to look great. Hey Fabio, what's up? Well, Ori stalks Brendan. The thing is, he's 14 years old. I don't care what he thinks about anything when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
Like, when you're 14 years old, your opinion is completely influenced by your friend or your dad or whatever. There's no way to form an honest opinion. You haven't even paid taxes yet. You're not even that close to paying taxes. You have no chance. It's not even fair, really.
Right. Thanks to child labor laws, you probably haven't even earned any taxable income either.
Mm-hmm. Big Dog, I'm going to get the new Samsung Galaxy thingamajigger. I've always had good luck with Samsung Galaxies. Fabio, I think that Wilson played fine given how neutered the game plan was. But obviously we're going to have to do something much better against better teams. But today the game plan was such that Wilson really couldn't go off, and he did fine. But I will reserve judgment for a week. Consider that some of the largest corporations own many of these media companies and want to push out an ignorant narrative.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Bezos owns Amazon and he owns the Washington Post. And yet, people still think that the Washington Post is a reputable source of news. These same people hate Amazon and they hate Jeff Bezos. Only that one.
Yeah, Kyle, we could. Yeah, another great example of that is 538 is owned by ABC. ABC is 538's parent company.
Jewish.
Right?
Oh,
so now one thing 538 does is they take all these pollsters and they grade them from A to B to C to D to E to F based off, how accurate they've been in the past, right? It's like a school grade. An A+ pollster is a pollster that is very, very good and almost is always right. An F pollster is one that is almost never right, right?
Right.
So ABC polling always gets an A+ from 538.
Oh, gee,
And
what
guess
a
why?
surprise.
Never mind the fact that ABC said Biden was going to win Wisconsin by 17 points at one point.
And when you think about how much they rigged it, that's actually a reasonable expectation because they didn't think that he actually had the popular support that he did.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of actual votes, Trump probably won by over 20 million votes nationwide. But votes don't matter. That's what this election taught us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Kyle, that is correct. I think that if we win next week and we don't get some of the other favorable results in some of the other games, we should just rest starters in week 17. I feel no need to flex on the 49ers in a game that doesn't mean anything for us.
Well, this was a very good week for the Seahawks, wasn't it?
The Jets beating the Rams was big. And by the way, no matter how bad you are at anything, Snacks, you will never be worse at your job than Adam Gase is at his. He couldn't even tank right.
I don't know about that, man. Because, see, the thing is that Adam Gase hasn't been fired yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can talk about production, you can talk about performance, you can talk about all that shit all you want. What matters is that at the end of the day, this motherfucker's still getting paid. And
True.
I'm not, so...
I guess that's a valid point. Nicholas,
a very wise man, he once told me, life's a lot like a sandwich, In between, you can put in anything you want. But at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, it begins and ends with the bread.
Mm-hmm. I've thought about it before, Ori Stocks, Brendan. I've thought about collaborating with Northcam, but we have very different approaches to our YouTube channel, so I don't know. Well, Nicholas, if you did that, they would hit you with a heart attack gun. Like they did Scalia, man.
And see, that's why I don't have a problem dropping red pills right now, because I'm just some guy. Who the fuck's gonna listen to me? If I was an incredibly influential person and I was having this exact same rant on Twitter, I would be dead tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question.
That's why Alex Jones spends so much time talking about vampires and goblins. It's so
Exactly. Exactly. If he was straight up with shit 100% of the time, they would have killed him years ago. This is the guy that fucking found the Bohemian Grove. Until Alex Jones came along, everybody thought it was just like an urban legend. And he proved that it was real because he got a video recorder in there.
Mm-hmm.
If they had a reason to fear this guy because he was taking things completely seriously all the time, like Joker said, that's why he talks about interdimensional pot-bellied goblin vampires and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kyle, I noticed that, and I don't totally... I kind of understand why, because today wasn't a great game, but... I don't think now's the time to be down. I think now's the time to be like, okay, let's see what happens next. We won a very weird game against a team with a very unique skill set and a very pronounced set of strengths and weaknesses. We got out of the game with no major injuries to anybody who really matters. Let's see what happens next. So, to me, I can understand being not over the moon about anything right now, but I don't understand why people are down. Woo.
Bless you. We're actually getting pretty close.
Yeah, we're doing well. I needed another garbage bin. Oh, god damn it.
What?
I knocked over the freaking bucket.
Oh, that sucks. I think we're done mopping, actually.
Almost. I have a couple more back in this one back room.
Alright. I think I got at least most of the stuff that needs to get welded.
JS in chat says Alex Jones is a CIA agent. Nah, he's way too crazy for that. He's not anything.
Yeah, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes, you know, you gotta come up for air.
Mm-hmm. Kyle, I watch some of their videos. I don't watch all of them. I watch some of them. I think they have some pretty good takes, but I don't watch every video they do. Well, yeah, Fabio. Yeah, Sam, I do. Why would Wentz want to stay in Philadelphia if he's not going to start? Like,
so I learned something.
Go ahead.
The gun things that we're supposed to replace, the wreckage on the ceiling is not only can you grab that and take that down, that's trash, but around the area there's also stuff that you need to mop up. And I found that out because of the sniffer just now. So.
Well, I feel like everybody on HaWKblogger is pretty in tune with things. They're all willing to take Pete Carroll to task when they feel like he's bad. They're all willing to kill Wilson when he plays bad. And I appreciate that because you do have these fans out there who are just cheerleaders. They don't want to say anything bad about these sacred cows. And all four guys on HaWKblogger tend to be willing to go after anybody who they feel like isn't doing their job. Which I do appreciate, because I think all of them are also willing to give credit when credit is due.
Of course.
I love my global homo conglomerate.
Yep. Without global homo superstate, who will build the roads? Now, the one I like saying from that guy I follow on Reddit. Fuck, what is it? Let me see if I can find that post.
Nicholas says, my final message is that no government program should not be immediately treated like another attempt to grab more power and money. Never take a bill at its word.
Basically. I'll alt-tab to look for this. I could be at this for a while, though.
Alright.
I'm telling how long it's gonna take. Oh, man. I am miserable.
I just hope when the Mad Max era of America kicks off, I have enough money to afford child slaves. That's really all I'm working towards right now.
Sure would be swell. We have been moved by your cries and will help you find your child. Bless ye, gentlemen, but he is not my son. Paste. Probably I was going to use a bathroom here in a second.
Alright.
But I need to find this post first.
Fabio, yeah, I think Jacksonville will get Trevor Lawrence now. I think it's almost inevitable. Unless they beat the Bears, because the Bears, they're not particularly good, but like, why would Jacksonville screw up after getting handed manna from heaven like this? The Jets are literally like, no, we don't want the greatest QB prospect since Andrew Luck. You take him. Would they really just go, no, you seriously, you guys take him. He's all yours.
Here we go. But without Global Homo Nutritional Processing Center, who will synthesize the food paste? Alright, off I go to use the turlet.
Take the Browns to that Super Bowl.
No, that's not what I have to do.
Okay.
Besides, I prefer to say take the Mud Dogs to the Bourbon Bowl. I remember when Bobby Boucher came back at halftime. Oh,
man, you're cool, Nicholas, man.
I have never felt older than all the Zoomers in your chat not having seen Adam Sandler movies.
Maybe some of them have seen Jack and Jill.
Yeah, they've seen all the awful Netflix ones.
Once a decade, he reminds you that he actually does kind of know how to act, and then he forgets it.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be funny? Like, if it's a Zoomer, and the only Adam Sandler movie that he's ever seen has been Uncut Gems, and he thinks Adam Sandler, like, that's been his whole career is movies like that.
I'm pretty friggin' happy, Big Chungus. I'm pretty friggin' happy.
Could you imagine somebody who thought that, then they watched Jack and Jill?
Well, do you remember what Adam Sandler said after Uncut Gems came out?
Holy shit, I'm gonna come?
No. He said, if I don't win an Oscar for this movie, then I'm going to make the worst movie I've ever made. Because clearly people don't care if I'm a terrible actor or not. So I'm just going to go make the shittiest Adam Sandler movie you've ever seen. So,
right. They don't care if he's terrible, because he keeps making money.
Right.
But if he didn't win an award, then they wouldn't care if he was good either. And if I remember correctly, he did not win the award.
He didn't even get nominated.
Yeah.
Which I think was too bad. I think he should have at least been nominated. I have no problem with Joaquin Phoenix winning it.
I do have a problem with Joaquin Phoenix winning it. He didn't blow anybody to get that Oscar. Does tradition mean nothing?
What are some of Adam Sandler's worst movies? I mean, I think the obvious one is Jack and Jill.
A lot of them are the movies that he made on Netflix, and I haven't seen those, so I don't know what the names of them are.
The Ridiculous Six.
That's one of them. What's another one? I thought those movies that he did with... do you remember where it's like they do home movies with their buddies or some shit?
What was that, Grown Ups?
Yeah, that's it. Those movies, I think those are terrible.
Yeah. And reading about why they get made is kind of a red pill, except nobody's really getting hurt.
That one, You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Yeah.
A lot of people can go either way on Little Nicky and Mr. Deeds. For a lot of people, the only good ones that he's made is The Waterboy, Billy Madison, and Happy Gilmore.
I did see the remake of The Longest Yard, and I guess that was alright. Yeah, if you guys ever want to peek behind the curtain on why Adam Sandler makes the movies that he makes, Watch the Half in the Bag episode on Jack and Jill. It's pretty interesting. Now, I will admit this. Nobody is getting hurt when it comes to what's the con that Sandler is kind of pulling. Nobody's getting hurt, but it's a very interesting scam that he's worked out. My favorite actor or actress, does Daniel Day-Lewis count because he retired, or no? My favorite actor is probably Daniel Day-Lewis. I think the greatest actor of all time, objectively, is probably Marlon Brando. Sorry, Nicholas. It wasn't me who mentioned unions. It was Snacks, I think.
Yeah, that's because I'm in a union.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a private sector union, not a public sector union. So, unfortunately...
Snacks, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but you cut out there. Yeah, you cut out there. Okay, there you go.
I said I'm in a private sector union, not a public sector union, which means I don't get paid even if the economy's in the shitter.
Mm-hmm.
Which reminded me, back in the days, since you guys are young, you might not remember this, but Joker probably does. You remember during the Obama administration, the sequestration. Does that ring a bell at all?
Not off the top of my head, but keep going.
Well, the economy was so bad that the government had limited funds in order to pay government employees. Mm-hmm. Well, the Democrats were in charge. You'll never guess which government employees didn't get paid. The members of the military. I had a lot of friends who were in the Navy and the Army who would show me their pay stubs, and they'd be like, check this out. I worked the entire month, and I got paid $0 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, they eventually got back pay as soon as there were funds, but during that period of sequestration, where there wasn't enough government funds to go around, a lot of government workers who work in government industries that tend to support the Democrats still got paid. The military, however, is largely conservative in the way that they vote. So, that's part of what I was talking about. You pay the people who keep you in power.
Yeah. Anyway, Fabio, as for like currently active actors, I guess Gary Oldman's a good actor.
Yeah, I was saying, when you get a question like that, who's your favorite actor?
Yeah.
You can name anybody. Like, I like Orson Welles. He's not my favorite, but I mean, he's not even alive.
Have you
a lot of you guys probably haven't even heard of him.
Have you ever seen the outtakes of the wine commercial he did?
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, the dude's a legend.
If you guys ever want to read about a filmmaking cluster, you know what? Read about the Orson Welles version of The Magnificent Ambersons.
Yeah. As far as all-time favorites are concerned, actress, that's an easy one, Salma Hayek. All-time favorite actor? I'd probably say a tie between Sean Bean and Tommy Lee Jones.
That's pretty good. I'm trying to think. Have I ever seen Sean Bean in a movie I thought was good? Because, let's see.
Oh, I can name a shitload of stuff that he's been in. Of course, you know James Bond GoldenEye.
Yeah. I don't know if that movie's that good, though. It's not bad. I don't know.
He had a small role in what's that one with Christian Bale where they do the gun kata?
Equilibrium.
Yeah, Equilibrium.
He is in that. You're right.
He played the villain in the first National Treasure movie with Nicolas Cage.
I did not see that one. I saw the second one.
My favorite, and I was, my mind was blown when I realized that my dad had seen this shit too, because we could watch it together. This old series called Sharp. Sharp's rifles mostly. where Sean Bean plays the commanding officer of a light company of riflemen during the Napoleonic Wars. That was some fucking amazing shit. Yeah.
Hottest,
Sharp was.
hottest movie actress, Fabio.
Yeah, Selma Hayek, easy. Yeah, I'm just answering for Joker there. That's not actually his answer, but his answer's wrong. Oh, of course, the obvious one. He played Boromir in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I know that one.
He played Odysseus in Troy.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did.
Let's see here.
I know he played some weirdo in that Jupiter Ascending movie that was like a big meme.
I'm looking at his filmography right now. I don't see. Oh, here we go. Jupiter Ascending. Stinger Apini. I never saw that movie.
It's a Wachowski brothers movie after The Matrix, so you know.
Don't you mean Wachowski lunatics since they both chopped their fucking dick off?
Oh yeah.
Good Lord. Oh, he was in The Martian. I remember that now.
Oh yeah. I like that movie.
Oh, he played. That's pretty funny. He played Zeus in Percy Jackson and the Olympians: The Lightning Thief. I remember people were really excited for that Percy Jackson series making it to the big screen because it's about like the children of the Greek gods or some shit. And then he played Zeus in that one. But if I remember correctly, that movie was so bad that they never made any more.
I think they made one more, but it wasn't because it was good. Big Dog, I have seen The Irishman. I actually really liked it. It was probably my favorite film of that year. Not my favorite mob film with that particular cast of characters, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah. As far as movies that Al Pacino and De Niro were both in, I probably like Heat the best.
Yeah, Heat's great. I have that.
Movies that De Niro and Pesci are in, probably Casino.
Goodfellas and Casino are both better than The Irishman. I will definitely go with that, but
I don't know. Goodfellas was great the first time that I watched it, but I can't appreciate it anymore because the memes have kind of overtaken the movie itself, for me at least at this point. Not only that, but like seeing The Sopranos kind of undercut a lot of what made Goodfellas good. If that makes any sense.
I kind of know what you mean.
As far as movies that you've probably seen, I think that's just about it. Cause like he's been in a ton of shit. Like looking at his fucking filmography here, but I just don't think that you've seen the rest of this stuff.
Oh yeah, Fabio, I love Pesci. Pesci's a great actor.
Oh, and of course, you know, I forgot about this because I hate that fucking show so much. But he was Ned Stark in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't know if you watched Game of Thrones.
I have not yet. At this point, I don't know if I would be wasting my time or not because I know the ending really sucks. But I may watch it at some point just because it's a thing to do when you're a human being who spends time on the internet.
Yeah, the shit's awful. But, yeah, if you can, you know, watch the Sharp's Rifles series. It's real fucking good.
Yes, Robert, I did definitely notice that. The 4K camera, it was like part of the game was directed by Alejandro Inarritu or something.
Ouch. My feels.
What? Did I say something wrong?
Nah, just that name, Alejandro's very close.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, dude. I don't expect you to...
What do you think of Jimmy Hoffa's fiasco? I haven't done a lot of research into the true story behind the Jimmy Hoffa stuff.
Well, I can tell you this at least. The Irishman, while being a good movie, and you know, definitely a Scorsese classic, is almost certainly bullshit. Because it's based off of a book that was written by a guy who claimed to be the one who killed Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
But this guy was a lunatic. He was completely off his fucking rocker, man. This guy was cooked. So take that shit with a very massive grain of salt.
He also claimed to deliver the gun that killed JFK, and I think he also claimed to have handled the shipment of weapons that led to Bay of Pigs.
And he also claimed to have been responsible for delivering some fake ballots that delivered JFK the 1960 presidential election.
Yeah. So I think.
So he basically claimed that he was the mafia's version of Forrest Gump.
Exactly.
You know, so complete bullshit.
He's probably just trying to get attention.
Right. I think it's likely that Jimmy Hoffa was assassinated by the mafia.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you anything beyond that. But yeah, that dude wrote that book a long time ago. So if there was any kind of validity to that, it wouldn't have just waited until now.
Yeah, one reason why I like Scorsese movies is that they are pretty much all based off true stories. I think it does give them a sense of legitimacy, but they are very much based on a true story. They are not true stories. Not at all. Like, I've told this story before in stream, but, like, Goodfellas, Henry Hill, in real life, he was not some suave, clean-cut guy. He was... I don't even think he knew how to read in real life. And when they caught him, they couldn't understand anything he was saying because his voice was so messed up.
Yeah.
He was not the Ray Liotta guy that they depicted in the film at all. And there's nothing wrong with that, but still.
Hey, quick question for Joker's chat. How many of you guys have seen the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy?
Well, okay, when you say trilogy, you mean specifically the first three?
Yes. The Davy Jones trilogy.
Because I've seen all three of those, I haven't seen the other ones. Just me personally. Chat's behind by like 20 seconds, so it'll take a second to get responses.
I'm not paying any attention to chat, so just asking you guys.
Introverted Tree says, not me.
Yeah, because I reckon a lot of you guys are so young. Because, I mean, let me check.
Fabio says, no, not me.
Curse of the Black Pearl came out in 2003.
Yep.
It's probably before a lot of you guys were born. Actually, yeah, 2020. So if you were born in 2003, you'd be 17 right now. Yeah.
And I mean, if you were 2 years old when the movie came out, that's far from a guarantee that you saw it.
That too.
Big Dog says, I have seen a lot of them, but I think that means yes.
Oh yeah, trying to listen to this.
Fabio says he was born in 1996, but he never watched that trilogy.
Oh, fair enough.
I actually remember seeing Dead Man's Chest in theaters, and one woman brought her rather young child to the film and had to pull him out pretty quickly due to some of the imagery.
More than likely, she was a single mother who was there to watch Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess.
Well, some parents do not understand what they're getting into when they go into some of these films. Like, one of my dad's friends took his son, who was like 9 years old at the time, to see The Sixth Sense. And they asked him, well, what the hell were you thinking doing that? And he's like, well, it had a kid in it, so I thought it was for kids.
What a brainlet.
Yeah.
Nah, my dad took me to see Starship Troopers when I was... How old was I? When did that movie come out? Starship Troopers. 1997. So I was... No. It wasn't in theaters. Not when it came out. They were probably doing a re-release or something, because I remember it being after I'd moved here. I moved here in 1998. It was probably 1999. I was like 8 years old. He took me to see Starship Troopers because he thought, like, he heard from one of his buddies, like, yeah, it's this movie where, just people fight giant bug monsters. And it's like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. I'm sure my son would like that. And that was like... It wasn't a violence that bothered him. It's when there was all this nudity that he didn't know was going to be in there. It was in there. It was like, oh shit. It was like, it's too late, father. I've already seen the titties.
Well, yeah,
he was just
Starship
glad I
Troopers
wasn't
is
gay,
the movie that is like a kind of a satire, right?
It's hard to say because it's like.
Is that the Verhoeven film?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
It's like the author Heinlein had written that to be a satire, but the movie took it 100% straight, and the fans of the movie definitely took it 100% straight.
Yeah. The first movie I saw in the theaters was Toy Story, and the second was Batman Forever. The first, like, R-rated type film I might have seen might have been Signs. I'm not sure, though. In the theaters, I mean. I watched the original Terminator when I was 7, so it's not like I never saw R-rated movies before then.
Yeah, I get it. Did I do my Spanish homework today? Yes, I did. Oh, did I get demoted? No, I did not. Whew.
The first movie I ever saw was Shark Boy and Lava Girl in theaters.
You have my condolences. That's... Whew.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's...
Big oof.
I don't even know what to say to that one.
I hit my childhood at just the right time because it was just when Pixar started making films. And I've always been a Pixar guy. I've always liked Pixar more than Disney. The first movie I will show my son, if I have one, is American History X. But only the first half.
I know that you're just joking, but realistically that's a movie that you should wait. Not because it's bad for children, but you need to be able to get the kid to actually understand what he's watching. No.
Well, yeah, I'll let him watch the first half when he's really young, and then when he's old enough to understand, I'll let him watch the second half.
Wow.
Here's an interesting question, though, that I saw asked on a Twitter a while ago. What is the first movie that you ever saw that you knew was bad? Because, like, when you're a little kid, you watch these movies, and either you like it because it has moving pictures or moving colors and images and sound. Like, you're not that hard to please. Or maybe you end up watching some movie that just goes way over your head and you don't get it, and your attitude is more like, well, okay, you know, I don't get that. I don't know what this is. This doesn't make any sense to me. This movie doesn't mean anything to me because I'm too young to understand it. And then there comes a certain point when you watch a movie that you just realize, wow, this is terrible. And it's an interesting question to me. I was thinking about that one.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. I'm gonna start getting these gun turret crap out of here.
No.
I'm not replacing them yet. I'm just getting rid of them.
Okay. Yeah. Because I've been AFK for a long period of time, just doing stuff, so I'm like way behind in terms of like what needs to get done. So you're like, yeah, let me start putting this shit up. I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna die.
Have you ever seen Dallas Buyers Club? No, I missed that one, Brandon. I heard about it. I heard it was good.
I watched like the first half hour of that one. Got bored and stopped. Meant to continue watching it and just never did.
Yeah, I actually did that with, not because I thought it was boring, but because I had something else to do and I got distracted and just never got back to it. The Last of the Mohicans. I still have never finished that movie to date.
Oh, no, that's a shame, because that is a movie that is damn well worth watching. I can't say the same about
Dallas Buyers Club.
yeah, that. Doesn't in that movie, if I remember right, Matthew McConaughey plays a guy that gets AIDS?
Yes.
And what he's trying to do is he's trying to convince people that you can get AIDS and not be gay, because at the time people thought only gays got AIDS. So he was all like, "Oh my God, guys, I'm totally not gay."
Isn't that what that's basically what Magic Johnson did in real life.
Something like that, yeah. And I think the rest of the movie after that is he basically begs women for sex so that he can prove that he's not gay.
He should have just found a genie and been like, I wish I was gay.
Yeah. That's why I personally thought that it was cheating that Matthew McConaughey won the Oscar for that movie, because I was like, you know, begging women for sex, like he doesn't have to act to to know what that's like. Whew. Englishman, I am waiting.
Okay, I think we're actually pretty damn clean now.
But remember, the suggestion is that you wait until you're 100% done with everything
Yeah.
before you start doing that shit, so that includes the stacking.
Right. Have you guys seen Mank? I don't know what that is, Fabio. I think you may have misspelled something.
Barrels.
Mank on Netflix. Not sure I know what that is. Sorry. Brendan says,
Right.
That isn't the plot of the movie, Dallas Buyers Club, but Snacks' version does sound way better.
We're gonna Google it right now. Dallas Buyers Club. Damn, that movie came out 7 years ago.
Doesn't feel like it. I think Jared Leto's in that movie too.
Okay. The film tells the story of Ron Woodroof, played by Matthew McConaughey, an AIDS patient diagnosed in the mid-1980s when HIV/AIDS treatments were under-researched, while the disease was not understood and highly stigmatized. As part of the experimental AIDS treatment movement, he begs women for sex to prove that he's not gay. Look, I fucking told you! What are you guys telling me?
Oh! Okay, so apparently there's this film on Netflix right now called Mank, which is about the writer who wrote Citizen Kane.
And if I had the ability to edit Wikipedia articles, I would fucking do that right now to the Dallas Buyers Club article.
Yeah. Why can't you edit Wikipedia pages?
I don't know how.
Oh. I've edited a Wikipedia page or two in my time.
Did they stay edited, or
some of them did, some of them didn't. Like, when Mark Sanchez was a QB for the Trojans and his team lost a game they were heavily favored to win against Oregon State and lost the #1 rank in the country over it, I trolled Mark Sanchez's Wikipedia page a bunch, and of course that got deleted.
It's pretty bad.
But I also I think I'm still the person who wrote the entire plot summary for the movie War Dogs on Wikipedia. With Jonah Hill and...
I'll look it up. Is that a 2016 film?
That sounds about right. It has Jonah Hill in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wrote this whole fucking thing?
Yeah, I wrote that.
Why?
Because I wanted to. I felt like it.
This page was last edited on the 19th of December, 2020.
Okay. So someone's edited it since, but I don't... let me take a look and see if anything's changed since I wrote it.
I would assume so. It's like 8 paragraphs of plot summary.
Okay, I wrote most of this. It's been improved slightly by other people. They added some of the hyperlinks. But, yeah, I wrote 95% of what's here.
Oh, Monday's his day off. That makes sense.
Yeah, I saw the movie the weekend it came out, I think. And I went home and I, on a whim, checked the Wikipedia page and saw nobody had written for it yet. So I was like, okay, let's take a few minutes to help a potential movie watcher out so they know what they're getting into.
Okay, I'm going to read this thing for real. Part of the experimental AIDS treatment movement, he smuggled unapproved pharmaceutical drugs into Texas for treating his symptoms and distributed them to fellow people with AIDS by establishing the Dallas Buyers Club while facing opposition from the Food and Drug Administration. 2 fictional supporting characters, Dr. Eve Sachs and Rayon, were composite roles created from the writer's interviews with transgender AIDS patients, activists, and doctors. Presidential biographer and Penn USA writer Bill Minutaglio wrote the first magazine profile at the Dallas Buyers Club in 1992. The article, which featured interviews with Woodroof and also recreated his dramatic international exploits, attracted widespread attention from filmmakers and journalists.
I mean, David, I will say this. Losing to the Jets is so freaking bad that I almost wonder if the over-the-top reactions are justified. Like, god damn, that's a bad loss. Oh, and you know what the best part is? I mean, that Wikipedia page I wrote. I also wrote the entire TV Tropes page and subpages for the GSN show High Stakes Poker. I wrote like 50 character bios for it just because I was bored.
Damn.
Sometimes your autism will make you powerful. Sometimes it just makes you do random crap when you're bored at work.
Okay, it's probably going to suck trying to stack the crates then. Because even though we've got 2 crate stacking areas, they're kind of small. So it's not just normal crates, but it's also the white cardboard boxes that count as crates. It's all just got to get stuffed in there. Pretty brutal. Oh, man. That is killing me.
Brandon, I have nervous tics if I don't take a particular pill. Or, well, medication now, I guess.
That sucks.
I have some nervous tics that manifest physically slightly if I aren't on a particular medication.
Sorry to hear that, bub.
And other than that, it's like, my parents started to suspect it when I was very young because I would just do some things that didn't make sense, and it caused them to investigate in a way that kind of uncovered it. I had a friend in college who had it much worse than I did. He was an interesting guy. He was the kind of kid who, like, when he was little, he would get an egg out of the refrigerator and try to sit on it to get it to hatch. Now, maybe a lot of kids do that, I don't know, but it's like that.
What the fuck? That kid didn't have nervous tics, he was retarded.
Well, no, he was autistic. He was, like, I'm not using autistic as an insult.
Okay, never mind. Some people have autistic superpowers. They have incredible perfect recall or extraordinary math skills. Some people have autism that makes them think they can sit on an egg and hatch it.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
He had perfect recall to the point where you could name a date, any date during which Calvin and Hobbes was being published, and he could tell you what Calvin and Hobbes comic was running that day.
Wow.
Now that's completely useless.
Yeah.
But kind of cool.
Still impressive. Yeah.
Hey, Jose, what's up? And also, I mean, Rams fans need to realize the same thing some Seahawks fans need to realize. You're not ever going to get rid of Goff. It's impossible. Not with that contract. That's like trying to get somebody else to take your genital herpes.
Why do they want to get rid of Goff? I don't get it.
Because he's not a very good quarterback and he's making an ungodly amount of money.
Isn't it funny how if a team is successful, everybody thinks the quarterback's amazing, and then that same exact quarterback, if the team's not successful, now everybody thinks that he sucks?
I mean, there are exceptions.
I don't know what your long-standing opinions of Goff were. For all I know, you thought that he was garbage when the Rams made the Super Bowl. But I'm just laughing now thinking about Rams fans in that situation. Oh, yeah, Goff, he's fucking great. Like, oh, yeah, so much better than Wentz. It's like, okay, well, you know, who has the ring? But, seriously, though.
I mean, I don't think that's always true. Like, I don't think no amount of winning is going to convince me that Baker Mayfield is any good. That guy is mediocre at best.
Yeah, he's also a manlet. If I remember correctly, he once was roommates with J.J. Watt during some sort of NFL event. They were sharing a hotel room together. And J.J. Watt, when he first walked into the room, Baker Mayfield was already in there unpacking. J.J. Watt thought he was a coaster. He put his drink on his head. When he started moving around, he was terrified.
Okay, there's some dirt or something in this freaking bathroom, and it's driving me nuts because I cannot find it.
Started calling JJ Watt skid mark because he shit his pants.
Mm-hmm.
Haters will say this is fake.
No, I think. Oh god, I have to fish a turd out of the toilet.
You know. You have the privilege of digging for gold. Come on.
Oh god.
The machine best of all. Got a 5 sevens account.
Hey John Ursula, what's up?
I'm closing the incinerator door because I'm going to start yeeting some of these barrels. And...
Oh, wait, okay, I just have one thing I want to put in there.
Oh,
damn it, where'd it go? Okay, there it is. We'll just chuck it.
I don't want to accidentally toss one of these things in there.
Fabio, it's spelled the way it's spelled in my YouTube channel name. I did not misspell my name in my YouTube channel name. I assure you I would not do that.
Yeah, it's spelled exactly the way it sounds. Mixes Pitlick.
To pronounce it, I would have to rip out your tongue.
You know, I really like that Twilight Zone episode, To Serve Man. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
which
lot
one
of
is
Twilight
that
Zone
one?
episodes. Aliens make contact with man on Earth, and they offer us a lot of extraordinary technologies to wipe out hunger and disease and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start accepting some human beings to travel to their planet. Well, it turns out the reason they've been helping us out is because they wanted us to come to their planet so that they could knock us unconscious once we get there and then cook us and eat us. So they had this book that they always kept carrying around, and it was called To Serve Man. And they were like, yeah, this is so that we can help you guys. And it was a cookbook. It was a cookbook.
Isn't that literally a Simpsons plot?
That's the joke, is that the Simpsons a lot of the time would rip off the Twilight Zone.
Okay.
You gotta remember, the Simpsons started in the fucking 80s.
Yeah, the first episode of The Simpsons aired when I was born. The day I was born.
So a lot of those Simpsons writers early on, you know, they grew up with the Twilight Zone. And yeah, that was a Simpsons episode, which is why I brought it up, is the one you said, in order to pronounce it, I'd have to rip out your tongue.
Yeah.
That was from that episode.
God damn, there's like a bullet hole around here somewhere or something that I can't see. I just know it.
Okay, let me find... One of these first aid kit things still hasn't been filled out yet. Some the fucking thing. Well, at least one. Probably more than one, to be honest. Yeah, there's one. Übereine Hilfe Wind, so kalt, jedoch der kleinste Sonnenschein bringt tief ins Herz hinein. Und die Gretel und der Hans. Das Tanzen Freude macht, das Herz.
I just don't think 6 million is a reasonable number, Mr. Cosby.
Oh, we said the Holocaust didn't happen.
You heard it, folks.
The Holocaust revisionists. Where are the graves? Oh, he says, where's the graves? You can't find a single one of them. Sometimes I feel like that Stonehouse comic where his friend's a Chad. He's like, I'm telling you, man, just go over there and be yourself. Then he walks over there and he starts like explaining an anime plot to her.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel like that, except I'm explaining Come Town jokes. Okay, first of all, she looked like Adam, but her face was green.
Yeah. And then he turned himself into a pickle. I kid you not.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Turned myself into a pickle.
I like when they had the voice actors for Dutch and Arthur from Red Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
They contacted those guys and they had them do the pickle Rick routine.
Mm-hmm.
It was all like, he turned himself into a pickle, Arthur. Ah, Dutch, I don't believe you. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Arthur, I'm not kidding.
That is phenomenal. Brandon,
Dutch.
I would probably sustain brain damage that would make it harder for me to do my job, so probably not.
Oh, Dutch, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick and a clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting to Pinkertons. Is that Arthur's big ass I hear? Oh, great, now you got him going. God damn it, Arthur.
If I did that, Brandon, could I just take one punch and fall over? Like, I'm getting paid no matter what, so I don't care if I win or lose.
Ah, the old mafia boogaloo.
Mm-hmm.
Just go down in the second round. Go down in the first punch? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do if I was a professional fucking fighter. They're like, okay, we want you to throw this fight. Just go down in the third round. Just go down with the first punch. Make it obvious as shit what's going on here. And be like, wait, I don't understand. You guys said you wanted me to lose.
Yeah. I read about the Black Sox scandal one time, you know, the World Series that was fixed.
Right.
Yeah. And I remember, like, apparently the signal that the players were going to use to determine whether or not the series was fixed or not would be if on the second pitch of the first game, the pitcher on the White Sox beamed the opposing batter. That meant that the a fix was on, I guess. I always thought, like, what if he was just a really shitty pitcher?
What if he missed? What if he was trying to, but he just fucking missed?
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine that shit if he missed like 4 times in a row, just accidentally walks the guy, and the umpire's like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? Everyone's like, wait, I don't understand. Are we doing this or not? And then he tries to beam the third batter, so I'm like, well, wait a minute. What does that mean?
Daniel in chat says, what is Snacks talking about with the Arthur thing from Red Dead 2? Is it on YouTube?
Yeah,
I don't think you have permission to post links in chat, so...
I wouldn't be able to find the Pickle Rick thing that I was talking about, because I didn't watch that on YouTube. I watched that, it was a video clip on Reddit, and I'd never be able to find that thread again.
Mm-hmm.
If you were talking about the Arthur's dummy thick thing, I could find that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in the... this... word.
Daniel might not be in the Discord is the thing.
Well then, fuck him. Alright, I posted it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll relay it real quick here.
That's a phenomenal John Marston impression, though.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm posting it. Hello, Ayaan.
This is what I'm talking about. There are so many fucking crates.
We're actually doing this map pretty quickly. We may finish this faster than we finished the Sarlacc Pit map.
Which would be funny considering how much time I've spent AFK.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, we created so much unnecessary mess in that Sarlacc map.
That's true.
Oh. Alright, got a first aid kit over here. Needs to fucking get fucked.
Well, one thing is that Dwayne Haskins did genuinely play half decent in that fourth quarter. He did actually do some good stuff. I'm not saying he played good, he didn't, but he did some decent stuff in that in the fourth quarter, probably. I will give him that. It's not. Hey, Dex. Mm-hmm. He turned himself into a pickle, Arthur. Brandon, I think I probably would. The only thing that makes me hesitate is that $1 million doesn't go as far as it used to.
Yeah. You remember how much $1 million was, like, back in the 90s when we were kids?
Mm-hmm.
$1 million was enough to retire on.
It would be now if you moved to the Philippines.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's...
I know that, you know, Colombia has a reputation of being super dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
but the Philippines is at least as dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
if not more so, because Colombia's got the problem with the cartels and shit, but
Mm-hmm.
the Philippines actively has, like, a branch of Islamic terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if your friend that lives in the Philippines ever brought this up, but a number of years ago, they basically seized the southern 1/3 of the Philippine Islands in the name of ISIS.
I mean, you know, she's definitely spoken about how hazardous to your health it can be to simply live in the Philippines. It's not the greatest place in the world.
And, yeah, I say all that because, like I said, I've, you know, been doing my research into Colombia. And if I woke up tomorrow and I had some uncle I didn't even know about and I was bequeathed a fucking $6 grillion, that's where I'd go.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, it depends on where in the Philippines. There's a part of Philippines that is very dangerous and you get robbed constantly and you're not safe, and there's a part of the Philippines where that's not really the case. I remember I was talking to her one time, and she lived in Manila. I think it's called Manila.
Yeah.
And she said that she wouldn't even play she couldn't play Pokemon Go in the Philippines, where she like was going to college and stuff, because if she had her phone out for that much, it would definitely get stolen. She was like, I can't have my phone out like that or else somebody's going to steal it for sure.
Right.
I was like, damn, that reminds me of that. Go ahead.
Well, that's the thing with big cities, you know, is that it's ironic because a lot of people think, well, big cities, you know, that it's a place that's the most advanced and, you know, there's the most stuff to do. But they're thinking with a consumer mindset. And I mean, oh, God, I'm going to consume kind of consumer mindset. Because what do big cities also have? Pretty much 100% of the crime in any given country. So, yeah, like, I 100% believe that, like you're saying. In terms of, in Manila, that's the capital of the Philippines. And, yeah, you know, she worrying about getting her phone stolen and shit. Yeah, you know, like, I'm in contact with quite a lot of people that live in Colombia. And Bogota, I don't know if Bogota is the capital of Colombia, but it's definitely their biggest city. It's like very, very large segment of the population lives in Bogota. I think they got like 5 million people in that metro area. Anyway, I say all that because Bogota is where a large majority of their crime is. Like I said, you know, I know a lot of people in contact with a lot of folks in Colombia. And, you know, all the girls say the same thing. They're like, yeah, you know, there's a certain time of the day where you don't walk alone at night. And in any city in the world, that's pretty much good advice for a woman. But, you know, especially in Bogota. So, like, yeah, you know, that's just the kind of shit, you know better.
You know, that's true, David. That's true. But also, if Upati doesn't pick up that stupid, unnecessary holding call on our first drive, we're probably scoring a touchdown instead of a field goal. So it cuts.
I like
many
that guy.
ways.
I like that guy because his name's got potty in it.
Yeah, it's literally pronounced Upati. Mike Upati.
He probably got bullied a lot when he was a kid. Then he started taking steroids and nobody bullied him anymore.
Brandon, I would probably choose... Maybe I'd choose a team like the Broncos. I don't know. That's tough.
But they ask if you had to
root for another
endure
team.
cock and ball torture by a guy dressed up in a gimp outfit with the logo on it.
No, they asked, if someone offered you $1 million to become a fan of another team, would you take it? And I said, yeah, I think I probably would have to.
Well, fucking duh. Like, dude, do you have any idea how fucking pointless a lot of this fucking sports shit is? I say this is somebody that's watched their team make it to the show multiple times and win multiple championships in my lifetime, in my time as a fan. It doesn't really change anything, you know? Like, it's nice, but I'm sitting there like, dude.
I mean,
you were gonna give me a fucking $1 million to, like, I'd watch the Knicks if you fucking paid me $1 million to do it. I don't give a fuck.
I would probably have to do that.
Yeah, to me that's just an insane question. Oh, $1 million. Like, what have the Seahawks ever done for you to be worth $1 million? Who the fuck turns that down? Like,
the only thing that would make me reconsider would be if my YouTube channel ever got to the point where I was making, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month off of YouTube revenue. Then
right.
I would probably have to rebuild my entire channel for a new team, and that could take decades. So I would be like, okay, let me evaluate this here. But short of that...
I'm gonna get all these big crates first. Oh, follow me real quick.
Well, Ayaan, it's just something that gives us a little bit of latitude. It gives us a little room to maybe be rewarded by taking the Niners.
These things don't need to get stacked.
Okay.
This is the barrel zone.
Okay.
You do the barrels, I'll do the crates.
Okay. I haven't seen very many barrels on this map.
Well, I don't think you've been looking.
Okay.
There's plenty. I mean, barrels are always easy to stack, so like it's not that big a deal. But yeah, there's plenty. How does this fucking work?
Introverted, it does open up opportunities, though.
Oh yeah, another thing Adam Sandler does is he has these movies. He casts the female lead as being somebody that he wants to force them basically to have a kiss scene with him.
Yeah, I've read about that too.
Right. Like in that one retarded movie that he did with Kevin.
Yeah,
Smith.
Grown-ups.
Yeah. And it was Selma Hayek.
I mean, I guess I understand, but When you put it that way, it really sounds very untoward what he's doing. But a woman like Salma Hayek, who is obviously very rich, could just say no if she really wanted to, I guess. She doesn't need this shitty role in a shitty movie.
Not when she got cast. Because look, the one thing that will always be true with women is that nothing's ever going to be good enough. They're always going to want more. So Salma Hayek, getting older, wasn't getting the movie role offers that she used to. So along comes Adam Sandler, and the price is right. She says, okay. That's all it takes.
True.
Like that old Bill Hicks joke, fucking Adam and Eve.
You mean Alex Jones before he was reincarnated?
Yeah, Bill Hicks said, I've learned a lot about women. I think I've learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are, at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, just not enough, is it?
Maybe so.
Well, that's the thing, is when you read the Bible, the story of Adam and Eve, she got tempted to eat the apple by Satan, but the reason Adam ate it was because Eve started to panic. She knew defying God's will would result in her death, and she knew also, and this was the thing that really clinched it in her mind, God was going to make another female companion for Adam because Adam had not defied God's will. And Eve was created to be a female companion for Adam. So she was like, oh man, God's going to kill me, and Adam's going to get another bitch and forget all about me. So she took us all down with her so that she wouldn't be a fucking lone sacrifice.
Brandon Mikel in chat says Salma Hayek has a net worth of $200 million. I'm gonna have to put the doubt on that one. Where the hell did she get all that money?
If she legitimately has a net worth of $200 million, then it just goes even further into what I said in terms of nothing's ever enough. Because if you have a net worth of $200 million, what the hell are you doing? There is no amount of money Adam Sandler has the ability to offer you to be in one of his movies that would be worth it.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're cranking that shit out in a weekend, it's all like, dude, I don't want to be in this crap. Unless you were getting zero other offers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, DiCaprio isn't even close to 200 million, or Jack Nicholson, or those guys. I don't think those guys are even that close to 200 million. I don't know. Oh, Salma Hayek is married to a billionaire. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make a lot more sense. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, net worth does have to do with not just the money that you got. It's also got to do with assets that are tied up. Because like Will Smith's house is worth like over 250 million alone.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like
yeah, that's not money.
It's like
in
the Jennifer Tilly thing.
What?
Jennifer Tilly. Do you know who that is?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't.
Jim Carrey was her lawyer in Liar Liar.
Oh yeah, I love that, bro.
Yeah, her net worth is obscene too because her ex-husband is the co-creator of The Simpsons.
A lot of guys have said this is a very famous joke. It's all like, you look at the world's richest people, right? And you see a bunch of guys who created really amazing things and changed the way that we live our lives. You see guys like Bill Gates who fucking, helped to create the modern era where everyone's got their own fucking computer. You see guys like fucking Jeff Bezos, where Amazon's like everybody shops off of this one fucking website and all this crazy shit. You see guys like I forget his name, but the Tesla dude.
Yes, David. She was in The Bride of Chucky. Musk.
Yeah, that's it. Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk. Yeah, you see all these guys who've done all these extraordinary things, changing the way that we live our lives. And then when you see women at the top of that list, the world's richest people, it's all women who have divorced powerful and successful men and just got to loot them. You know, there's Eddie Murphy did this routine in the fucking 80s, Eddie Murphy Raw, where he was talking about Johnny Carson getting fucking divorced. And Johnny Carson has been dead for longer than some of you people listening, longer than some of your parents have been alive, okay?
Yeah. So
he's doing that whole routine. He's all like, Johnny Carson's wife was gonna get like $70 million in the divorce or some shit. You know, we'll say $20 million just because, you know, 1980s money. It's like $20 million. Like, when you're that rich, you're married to Johnny Carson. What do you do to help Johnny Carson make that much money? Absolutely nothing. When you're married to Johnny Carson and he has that kind of money, you don't work, you don't do anything, you don't contribute. Yeah. Now we have $50 million and $10 because I made $10 at the nail salon today. No, your only job is to fuck your husband. You don't cook. You got professional chefs. You don't clean. You got professional cleaners. Don't, and then you say, you know, you don't work either, because like, what are you gonna do? Work in a nail salon? Now we have $50 million and $10. You know, just add that to the pile. It's like, your only job is to fuck your husband. He's all like, and there ain't no pussy in the world is worth $50 million. Goddamn.
Yeah. But yeah, I bring up Jennifer Tilly because she actually basically retired from acting to become a poker player. And I see her in a lot of the poker shows, and it's high-stakes stuff. Like, she'll buy in for $400,000 and stuff. And the thing that's really annoying is that she doesn't... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, is she at least good?
She's better than most of the other celebrities who play, but there are definitely players out there who have her coming and going. But there's no shame in that.
She's better than Dan Bilzerian, the fraud.
That guy is such a friggin' Chad, or he does a very good job of portraying himself as one.
Right. That's his brand. Is that if he didn't have the genetics to pull off the beard that he's able to grow, that dude would be fucked. Like, we wouldn't have a clue who he is.
Actually, one of the poker vloggers that I follow on YouTube actually played a poker session against Dan Bilzerian one time, and it was him, Dan Bilzerian, and like 7 random chicks from his entourage just playing poker. And it was for such small amounts of money, like they were literally buying in for like $400 or something. And he would like tell this kid what his hand was. Like, he was thinking about calling with a pair of 5s, and Bilzerian went all in with a pair of 2s. And the poker vlogger was like, should I call with a 5? And he's like, yeah, 5's good. And then he just turns over his hand and shows that he just has a pair of 2s. Like, that, because it, of course, doesn't mean anything to him. David M. in chat says, Bill Burr said the same thing when it looked like Kobe Bryant was getting a divorce. His wife is going to get $7 million. Never hit a layup in her life.
Right, exactly, and that's the thing, is that it's Bill Burr doesn't rip off people's material. You know, Bill Burr is a great comedian, and he comes up with a lot of good shit. But the thing is that this is a conversation that's been had millions of times throughout the years. This is not a new subject, which is of what a woman should actually be getting in the event that a marriage is terminated. And the answer generally should be absolutely fucking nothing. Because, I mean, if you're the one who detonates the marriage and there's not a valid reason for it, like there's no adultery, he's not thugging you, any shit like that, you just detonate the marriage because you're not happy, is what you say. You know what? Not being happy is a valid thing to feel, but being awarded cash and prizes for destroying your marriage because you weren't happy. Ruining a man's life over that. Yeah, that's not good.
Right. Sean, DK is not significantly injured, I don't think. Did you get all the med kits?
I got a large amount of them. Did I get all of them? I have no idea.
I think you did. I can't find any empty. Yeah, Yanko, I'm pretty happy with it too. Fabio, DJ Reed's trying his best out there. I don't know how good he is because of his physical limitations, but he's doing all he can out there. But anyway, the thing I was going to say about Jennifer Tilly is when you are obscenely wealthy, like Jennifer Tilly is, then you should be using that to your advantage as a poker player, and she doesn't, and that gets on my nerves. Because when you have so much money you don't care about the money, it empowers you to do things that will allow you to beat the best players in the world sometimes.
Right.
And she just doesn't
You can
do
play
it.
right. You can play hyper aggressively, and there will be times where you play hyper aggressively and it works out extremely well for you. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like there's this one older guy who plays in a lot of the nosebleed poker games. His name is Bill Klein, and he's a billionaire. And what he does is whenever he goes on one of these high-stakes poker TV shows, whatever he wins, he donates to charity. And if he loses, whatever he loses, he donates that amount to charity as well. That's how little this money means to him. This money means nothing to him. So I'm just like, okay, a lot of these pros you're playing against don't have that much money. You can scare the crap out of them. Just use that.
Yeah, imagine if they created something called the Tilly maneuver, where on the very first hand of the game, you know, you start betting and see if anybody comes in, you know, try to draw them in, and then as soon as the flop comes down, just all in immediately.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, if you get called and, you know, you're bluffing, you got an absolute shit hand, there's no way you lose, whatever, out you go. Hey, I had a nice afternoon. But,
exactly.
you know, these guys who are playing because they're actually trying to make money, you know, they're trying to, you know, make something of themselves on the poker circuit, that's going to scare the shit out of them. Like, oh my God, it's the first hand of the fucking, it's the first hand of the tournament. You know, I can't bust out here. You know, is there a guarantee that she's got something good? I mean, she could have something good, but it's not worth it.
She could also get lucky.
Right, just like that, you stole the fucking pot. And, you know, exactly. If she gets away with stealing often enough, you know, people will be like, okay, I'm just going to call just to see what happens. And then just like that, they fuck themselves. Like you said, she just gets lucky.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there have actually been a few World Series of Poker main event champions who basically did that because it wasn't because they were rich. It was because they weren't any good and they knew it. So they just played like crazy because they know, well, I'm not really supposed to win. Like a few years ago, it was this Asian guy who wore a Rocket Raccoon hat all the time. His name was Kui Win. And if you watched him play, he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He was not a good player at all. He was just a crazy dude. But he kept on beating these guys who were actually pros, and he ended up winning the whole thing just because they got scared. They were like, I'm better than this guy. I don't want to put everything on this one hand where I might lose, I might have the worst hand, I might get unlucky. Like, I don't want to put everything on this one hand. I'm just going to try to play with this guy for 38 million hours and eventually outplay him because I'm better than him. So I'm going to fold, I'm going to fold, I'm going to fold, I'm going to wait for a great spot. And the great spot never comes, and the dude who clearly is not good at poker ends up winning.
Yeah.
This happens sometimes. Like,
sort of like, imagine if in basketball, if at any point in the game you had the ball and you were allowed to just run out of bounds, run to the locker room, and if you shot from the locker room and made it, then you would just win the game immediately, no matter what the score is, no matter what time it is. Like, yeah, some of these fucking dingleberries would actually try that shit. Like, and, you know, yeah, the Warriors would probably go undefeated because I'm sure Steph Curry would drain that shit anytime you wanted.
Probably. Yeah. Like, there's this one poker player who plays the nosebleed cash games that I watch sometimes. Name is Garrett Adelstein, and he's like the ultimate Chad. He used to be like a male model. He was on Survivor. He's got these big bulging muscles. He's like the definition of a Chad. And he plays in these games where he buys in for like $250,000, $200,000, $300,000. His net worth is only like 3 or 4 million, I think. He's not that rich. So there's a guy who's constantly putting a huge portion of his net's worth on the table.
Oh man, fucking Pavlov, dude! I can't hear $250,000 without laughing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I don't see.
I don't see any more barrels.
Non-organic. I don't see non-organic mess anywhere on the sniffer.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we got every bullet hole, we got every piece of garbage. I'm checking organic mess now, but we probably got all the mopping too.
I think we're probably good. I'm not seeing anything happening on the sniffer.
All the trash, all the stackables, all the first aid kits. All the mess. Yeah, now we just do the thing. Let's rock.
Let's see how we did.
No, we got to do the guns.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm gonna, let's see here. I'm gonna do the one back here. So I'm gonna get everything out of this room first. Yeah, there's this other poker player who I occasionally watch. His name is Matt Kirk. He's an Australian, and he's extremely rich from Bitcoin. And there's this one famous series of YouTube clips out there. It's him playing Pot Limit Omaha. And he, in one session, loses like, I think it's like $4.5 million. And he's just kind of annoyed by it. You know? But it is the coldest streak that you will ever see.
I started art school.
Yep. Oh, wait a minute. We need the ladder to get the guns up there, don't we?
Evidently. Like, I can't even jump up there. Hold on. I have a plan. Don't do this also. Because, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've stacked these crates rather precariously. But I am going to snag a crate. Stand on. I'll let you know. Because the gun alone's not going to really do nothing. Because we also have to fill it up with ammo. Once we fill it up with ammo, that's when we're in danger.
Oh, okay. Okay, I just put the gun on.
Come here. And if you run through the thing. Yep. Okay, yeah. Now I understand. Like, check this out right here. Oh, you're gonna find out if you just grab the lift. If you have, because the gun's on, right?
Yeah.
Alright, check this out. It's when you have something that you're carrying with you. Thing freaks out immediately. Yeah.
I see.
Oh, we're just fucked because they're not going to sleep. They're just like constantly locked onto me.
All right. Well, this one isn't.
Oh,
me.
the things rotate. So, okay, I think I understand now. Here's my plan. I'm gonna shove the ammo in there, and then I'm gonna run like hell.
Okay.
But this might
see you later, Fabio.
This might be a disaster. This might be a disaster.
Yeah. Does anyone know which billionaire Salma Hayek is married to? I mean, it makes a lot of sense why she would be. I'm not doubting it, but I wonder which one it is.
Okay, thank God the thing's fucking... It does go to sleep after a while. It's good news.
You could be like Grace Kelly and marry a literal prince.
Okay, never mind. Oh, fuck, I didn't even see this. Oh.
What's the matter?
There was another box. I hadn't even seen it. But it's a big one, too. Oh, this fucks up a lot of shit. This is gonna be difficult.
I'm trying to find the rest of these friggin' turrets. Trying to get this freaking gun to go on without getting the ladder, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, that's pretty smart. Do what you did. Try to see if I can get the thing to calm down.
Francois Henry Pinault, $44 billion net worth.
Okay. Wherever you're at right now, stay there for a while. I'll let you know when you can move. Okay, you can move.
Okay. God damn it. Stupid thing. I hate these lifts. I know, like, the blonde chick from The Big Bang Theory married a billionaire a couple years ago. The heir to the Inuit tax program fortune. Nice racket.
Be super careful in this direction because I just loaded that fucking thing up, so I'm gonna kill us all now. How many of these things are there? Okay, there's 7 of them. So that's 1 loaded up and ready to go. That'd be dangerous. Shit! Fuck! Holy shit!
What's the matter, bro?
The thing started shooting at me as what?
Are you alive?
Okay. Yes I am. But there's blood now that I gotta clean up. Yeah, don't put the ammo in until you're done.
Yeah. Okay, I put in another gun. I'm trying to find the rest of the empty turret slots, but I feel like I've lost track of a couple of them.
I wouldn't be surprised. Use the stuff. Hey, that one's up. You should be able to tell which one's loaded. So, this is 1, 2, 3. See, I got that one. Got that one. I think you got this one. Definitely got that one.
I have not loaded ammo into anything, so...
I need the lift, dog.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get this gun on. God damn it! Why? Okay. Let me just get this one on here real quick. God damn it.
Where'd you go? Oh shit. There's even shell casings too from the thing shooting.
Really?
It sucks. Yeah. Well, I'll clean it up, because this is my mess. Oh, my foolishness. Wait. Let me just be smart about this.
44 billion, that would put him pretty close to the top of the list, I think, David, so that's pretty good. I mean, if you ain't one of the big 4 or 5, that's probably about close to as high as it gets.
$250,000.
In 2019, he donated $158 million to rebuild Notre Dame Cathedral following a devastating fire. Hey.
You snooze, you lose.
What is... You stole my gun. What is this, Chicago?
Got him.
Did you ever see the remake of, God, what was that? The, what do they call that? Death Wish with Bruce Willis?
Fellas? No.
Okay.
You're just not going to outdo Charles Bronson.
I saw it with my dad. It was, interesting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's actually 2 there. Wow, that's impressive.
I think you probably would have liked it, though. It was all about Second Amendment, taking your protection into your own hands, protecting your family.
Yeah, that's what the original...
Oh, son of a... I just got shot a couple times.
Okay. You're in a clear, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, God dang it, dude. I totally brain farted on that one.
Damn. Even a hole in the ground.
Yeah. I'll get that, too. Where's the freaking welder?
I got it already. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I need to go get a trash bin to get these bullet casings.
$250,000 on having my daughter give it.
How many daughters could Francois Henry Pinault have with 44 billion? That's a lot of daughters.
I don't think Salma Hayek would have the uterine capacity to shit all those kids out, to be honest. Sure would be a lot of fun trying, though. Yuck.
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Ooh.
The trash bin.
Careful there, buddy.
Okay. Like, how do you do this then? I'm not following exactly how you do this. Because I need the trash bin.
Yeah, I know. It's my mistake, so I'm taking care of it. Okay. Don't worry about it.
Where'd all the bullet casings go? Did you get these already?
I told you. I took care of it. It's a mistake.
Oh, okay. You did the thing. Okay.
Yeah. Because, I mean, this wouldn't be a problem if I knew, so I don't view that as cheating in this instance.
Here's the problem.
Because there's no way to save it and then reload.
Yeah. Here's the issue. Well, wait, there's no ammo in that one, so whatever.
Right. There's no ammo yet. Okay. And then the last 2 are in this room, I believe. 1 and 2. They're already up. Okay, so all that's left is to put the this crate back where it belongs, and then load up the ammo.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, and then there's one that goes here. So,
wait, doesn't this one go in the big room? Oh, you're using it to... Okay, never mind.
Because we will still need these crates, yeah. Oh, shit. That's freaking nuts. Don't load up any of the ammos yet.
Okay.
This requires planning, so use J-harm. What the hell is the J-harm? plus a chair. Oh, the lift. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. We won't need the lift for anything except there, and that's okay. Got the plan. Alright, so check this out. Follow me? Oh, to load this up, we can just use a crate. So we don't gotta pass through this gate. Passing through that gate is what gets a shot. So, that one's already done. We just got this one. And this one. Now, unfortunately, these still need the lift. So here's how we're gonna do this. Well, first of all, we're gonna see if... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this one first with the ammo, and then we're gonna haul ass, come out through here, wait for it to calm down, and then use the lift to get this one.
Well, the issue I'm seeing is that isn't it still going to like shoot and leave behind shell casings and crap?
Yes, and then I'll just use the console because dirt.
Okay, that's all right.
Like, I don't see another solution here. And for the stuff upstairs, we can just use crates to reach it. So I'll do the stuff upstairs using the crates. You use the lift, like I said.
Okay.
So we'll use the lift in that one room, then haul ass out of there, get into the main room, and then you're good.
Okay.
Go faster.
Okay, ammo is loaded.
Good. Come over here.
Good. Yeah, Scarecrow, Jamal got a sack today. He got one sack. So, double-digit sack season incoming.
Scrub. Imagine thinking that...
Oh god, I just died.
Dumbass. I mean, good job, good effort, 10 out of 10, Matt.
I'm now 54 years old, alright.
Now 0 years old.
Okay, so this one just shot me, but it didn't leave any bullet shell casings, so that's nice, I guess.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, Scarecrow Bar was a pretty good day for us, man. I'm happy.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
And I'm on vacation all week, so that'll be nice to do, I guess. Although sometimes I'm kind of in that place where I'm almost stressed out about what's going to happen at work when I'm not there. So being on vacation. Because I'm pretty important to the team right now.
Think about it like this. That is not your concern. And what I mean by that is this. You will never get to the bottom of your work. You'll always have something more to do. If somebody else screws something up, that will be your problem in terms of needing to fix it. But the more important that you are, in terms of like they expect you to be fixing it and shit, then that's the more money that you can then ask for them. Ask from them. And, you know, when you're not at work, it's not your problem. And, you know, you do what you can when you can come back.
Yeah, Daniel, I did see that. Especially Adams, man. Adams took those seasons in New York hard. That dude was not having fun. And I get it, but then again, I don't, because he was only in the league for 3 years, and it's not like the Jets never won any games. Like, there are a lot of superstar players who have to deal with crappy teams for the first few years of their career.
So many fucking... Because the dispenser, sometimes instead of giving you the item that you want, will instead spit out paper.
Oh, really? I've never seen that.
It's usually stuff like lore or advertisements. It's just really annoying. Okay. I'm done with mine.
Alright, I'm trying to get this last one, but it won't take the freaking belt for some reason.
Here it is.
Scarecrow bar. I'm celebrating by living my life. God damn it, dude. This thing will not take the freaking ammo. You try. I've tried it 3 times now. Your dude is black and he has like freaking... what do they call those? Dreadlocks. Dreadlocks.
Fucking hate it when it does that. Hey, unjam me, would you?
Alright.
Keep it going up. Okay, so don't do anything yet.
Oh my god, you got it to work. I don't know why I couldn't get it to take the belt, but it just freaking wouldn't.
Yeah, like I said, don't do anything.
Okay.
Okay, looks like everything is clear somewhat, but still don't do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're good.
Ooh, bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole. Wait. I found one last bullet hole.
Where?
Up there. It must have happened when I got shot.
Man, this is the damnedest thing, because I don't...
Okay, there we go.
Sniffer's not picking up anything.
Sniffer went crazy for me.
Where is it?
I just got it. It was right there. Right below the OmniCorp Collaborative Solutions banner. Alright, we're good.
Find it. Oh! Not bad. I had it on the wrong setting. Otherwise I would have picked that up. Well, anyway. Good enough for me.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh god, my back.
My god, it's almost midnight. Alright, Employee of the Month yet again.
101%.
Very nice. Did you get to keep your red pill?
Let's check. Yes. I'm gonna put it right next to the fucking thing here.
Nice.
You should be able to see it.
Yeah, I see it. Very cool. That has to be a Matrix reference.
Domestibot stabs Pooch. Tragic news this week when a D3 droid malfunctioned, killing the wealthy billionaire Charles Ferbrocio's priceless schnauzer, Cuddlesworth, with a kitchen knife. The droid unit was reportedly reactivated only recently after a major event at the facility where it was deployed. Evidence suggests the unit was meant to be decommissioned by the sanitation crew set to work in the area. It would seem that they failed. Okay, so we missed a robot.
Huh. Maybe it was the one that was like standing, like it was still all in one piece and looked fine.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to get those. I thought that you'd got them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, the sniffer doesn't pick those up, but you still gotta get them.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, anyway, yeah, revolutionary robotics. Let's see here.
All right. Good job, everybody.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, so we also missed, I think. Hold on, let me check. Jesus. Oh, never mind. No, we got all the flash drives. There's 34 of them. All right, nice. We missed a droid, and that sucks. But
Still got over 100%.
How long did that take? 3 hours, 17 minutes, 11 seconds.
All right, that was pretty long, but it wasn't any much longer than the Sarlacc map. Robert, I thought the refs were fine today, other than the call on KJ. I didn't have any big complaints.
That's interesting. According to this thing we got here, we didn't repair one of the things, which makes no sense at all to me, because we got everything. But it's saying that we didn't get one of the guns. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, let me check. The unearthly excavation took us 2 hours, 52 minutes. So yeah, it took us almost a half hour longer.
So how many maps total have we done now? Does it say?
I'm going to check. Right, let's see here. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You and me, I think that's 12.
Out of 22, I think, total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. Yep.
All right. Cool. Thank you, man.
Exit.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the stream tonight. It's pretty late, so I'm probably just going to go to bed at this point. So no Dragon Quest tonight. I'll be bringing it back tomorrow as usual. And see you guys in the next video, in the next stream. You guys know the schedule.